And it's a pretty nice hero combination with Omni Knight in the laning stage, since you can always stun into heal bomb.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, it's a Brewmaster though, so how does
Oh,
he fit in?
5
Because
seconds
normally
remaining.
Brewmaster these days being played as an offlane hero, same as the Omni Knight, so that's certainly going to mix things up a little bit, isn't it?
I think this is a DP safe lane. We've seen it been run by VP a few times, and maybe some other CIS teams. It's mainly been run in CS, this DP safe lane. And I guess they felt like, okay, like this gyrocopter is banned, so that's one of the like common hero against Chaos Knight. Maybe they feel like we don't really have any other AoE. Let's just go with Brewmaster that can kill his CK solutions with his uh,
Uh,
the
the Dispel, right?
Storm Panda.
Yeah.
But that makes not that much sense because there's heroes like Medusa and stuff left that are considered the best counters to CK ever because with whether gonna Aghanim Scepter or even just Ultimate from Medusa, the
Yeah.
illusions perish.
I've seen it go both ways though, because Chaos Knight, if you manage to get on top of the Medusa before she can cast these kind of spells, like with just a little bit of setup from like a Rubik or a Tiny, Medusa just falls just as quickly as any other hero.
Yeah, it definitely goes for it's for sure favored for Medusa, but yeah, it's not like you insta win by
Yeah.
any means. But yeah, definitely an interesting pickup here with the Brewmaster, and I do wonder if it's maybe
Dire
some
team
super
back.
wonky position 5 Brewmaster or something, or if it's actually gonna be this Brew mid DP safe lane story. Not
Yeah.
sure.
By the way, it's gonna be a bit interesting as Team Spirits. Well, they go for the safe play, banning out the Willow in the last phase.
10
Not gonna be
seconds
caught off guard
remaining.
by that. Huh.
5 seconds
These
remaining.
kind of situations always
Dire
try to think
team
about cheese strats, about like brood mothers coming out of nowhere.
I mean, Team Spirit can definitely finish this off with a Broodmother. It looks actually like a really, really, really good Broodmother game so far. They only have the like they don't even have any lockdown, and
10
lockdown is what you
seconds
need against the
remaining.
current Brood. You don't only need AOE, like AOE spells
5
or
seconds
whatnot. You
remaining.
actually need lockdown too because he has free padding, and
Yeah.
they only have Slaughter as that right now.
Slot and eventually a little bit extra from the Brewmaster, but yeah, it's not nearly going to be enough, one would think. But I'm not sure if that's in the repertoire of Team Spirit or Gambit for that matter.
The Spirit has played actually. I think it was they're playing with G now. I think they might not have a player for it. No, DK Phobos plays it.
Radiant
I don't know.
team pick.
Oh, that's some extra AoE in lockdown. The Warlock coming out. Very interesting hero. Can do a lot of crazy damage if you find good fatal bonds. That ultimate is pretty decent counter initiation, especially up against the Chaos Knight. Uh, that skill set
10
might actually
seconds
help you
remaining.
just clear through these illusions quicker than you otherwise
5
normally would be able to.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Gambit's team fight is insanely scary.
Oh yeah.
Put it like that. So they got that going for them.
They have initiation, they have counter
Now
initiation, they have
select your
very good
hero.
control spells, very good damage spells, and the Omni Knight to sustain everybody through them. So yeah, absolutely insane with that. So Team Spirit's probably not going to engage straight into these kind of 5-man pushes if they were to come out, especially now with the Weaver pickup. So they're more geared towards picking off people rather quickly, isolated targets, and then going from there, I guess.
Oh, it's a carry on the night. Interesting.
Oh,
He's Daxak history carry player, so I would
yeah.
assume that's what's happening here. I think this also something that Gambit needs to consider is that like the Team Spirit could go aggro Trilane, they could go aggro Trilane with either CK or Weaver, or they could just roam with the support a lot because yeah, Rubik A it's a great combination of these two heroes and yeah, it's just very scary roam potential on their side.
Yep. Well, we'll see whether they decide to do that or whether they're just looking for some dual lanes, perhaps trying to win these lanes. We head into game number 1 of this best of 3. Gambit up against Team Spirit. The winner is up against Vega Squadron in the semifinals of this single elimination bracket or the qualifiers or star ladder. And quick pause, but we're ready to go again as we see these lanes take shape. Of course, Cheshire Cat is that offlaner. He's gonna be taking the Brewmaster there. I'll smoke up immediately just to get to lanes quicker on both sides,
Yeah.
actually.
It's actually, I think that's started to be seen more and more. Do this, like this smoking this early faded out for some reason, but now people started doing it again because getting these wards out are just so important.
Yeah. Not really useful if you want to catch somebody, because by the time you get to the middle of the map, the smoke's almost over. The Team Spirit actually, yeah, it's for these wards, but they actually also managed to make their way into this very interesting position. But I might very well just catch somebody out from Gambit if they rotate back towards the top lane, just depending on how long they want to stick around to make that happen.
It looks like they are gonna go with this aggro trial and just put Weaver against. Weaver's actually here that does. It's one of the nicer like carry-ish heroes against Brewmaster because you can always, even if you get Drunken Haste, you can always secure last hits with your Shikuchi.
Yeah.
And since the Brewmaster will kind of spam Drunken Haste of you, you can get a magic stick and you will always kind of sustain to keep Shikuchi.
I do believe Gambit has scouted that out here. Vanscore caught a glimpse of Illidan up in the top lane. Gonna make any sort of adjustments? Yeah, actually, Daxak or Dahak already on the bottom lane, ready to block there.
Seems like they were expecting it, so I think Shishikat showed bottom to make Team Spirit think that haha, our plan is working.
Yeah.
Then no.
And it's not really everyone will be able to get to the lanes in time without missing out on too much.
And as we see, Team Spirit are changing out the lanes too, so.
Yeah. Mid CK actually now together with Ancient Apparition up against the Death Prophet. Interesting how that works, but yeah, of course, that combination, very strong as you were mentioning earlier. And Spirit Siphon can only get you so far, especially in the early levels. Only have the one charge on the long cooldown. So Vansco will be required to just offset that a little bit. Meanwhile, does mean we have another dual lane up top. Beaver trying to zone out Cheshire Cats. Tiny can free farm. And that 1v1 for the time being, Weaver up against Omni Knight down here. With Bignum all the way to rotating in.
And this combination of AAC key really takes off as they hit level 2. Then their kill potential is really, really big, and 633 has to be very careful. And Vanscore.
Yeah. Even just as level 1. Even just to drag back into a couple of right clicks with the minus armor. Even without the chilling touch or anything else, it's already brought Vanscore down to half health. Just imagine a stun and a cold feet on top of that. It's has to be very, very scary. That's something that neither Spirit Siphon or the Shadow Word even can really help you very much with, as it's very slow heal over time.
You were using Shikuchi a little bit too aggressive. Because this one, like, this mid-lane, it's gonna be really scary for BCC, but he's actually doing really well so far in CS, but I expect him to kind of not be able to CS as well, because such a scary lane.
Illidan just throwing out the one reality rift, forcing out that Spirit Siphon. And just backing off, ready to engage next time. For now, this lane has yet to explode a Bignum. Do you see him rotating into that to try and tip the balance in favor of Gambit? Or is he going to stick around bottom?
I think he's gonna stick, like, stand here like he does now in the woods, and then kind of go to the lane, whatever his team, like, talks about, and then either, yeah, shut down this Weaver, be super annoying to him, or just come in behind bottom, mid, I mean. Because Team Spirit doesn't really have a ward in their woods, so they can't know where this Slaughter is if he moves like that. So it creates a lot of pressure on both lanes, just by not showing at all.
Fear factor getting that out on the map.
Like Phobos, he died once because he used Shikuchi aggressively, so he's gonna be way more inclined to not do that.
Yeah. He's taking quite a bit of
Just-
damage here, just even in Shikuchi. Gets caught by that the crush with purification combo. So has to be very careful indeed. But at least Cheshire Cat up top is kind of stabilized. He's keeping himself healthy. Has plenty of regen left with the magic wand, so I'm gonna say it's unlikely that he gets caught again, like for the first blood.
Yeah, I'm a bit curious to how he died because when you're safe in, it's like you're so much safer. But I guess he just kind of misread the situation. Probably wanted to trade a little bit, pop a salve, and then get back to the laning straight away. But it was just a little bit too much damage for what he expected. It happens.
So the 1-for-1 result is, though, overall, if you look at the CS, G is actually doing quite well, almost tiny as you would expect, almost 100 right-click damage already at level 4.
Radiant are scanning.
He found himself an illusion rune. Now making his way towards the middle lane. Same though for Rubik as they initiate onto G here with a full combo. Spirit Siphon gets one off, but the Cold Feet will proc a couple of right clicks. Will secure the kill. The lift before the crush can come out. Bignum will still find it on the edge in apparitions. Everyone gets slowed down by Venskor. 2 points up into the upheaval. Gonna make it very obnoxious to move here. Everyone's sitting at 100 move speed as BZZ comes back, but Bignum unwilling to engage into it and trying to go for another crush for fear of being just comboed down himself.
And I mean, they did have to get the Rubik rotation to get the kill. They wouldn't have had enough damage or lockdown without him, but really nice kill for them because they are actually not doing as well as I would have expected in the mid lane. The Gambit is actually winning it straight up 2 versus 2.
I mean, also shows in the CS, BZZ, the 27-6, maintaining that lead over Illidan. And there we go again. The stun, the combo with the cold feet, the slow is there, but they even have to lift to make that absolutely certain. The crush coming through, but it's not going to be enough to save his friend. Now Bignum, look at him. With that sprint amplifying his own damage. Another stun with the cold feet. It only got disjointed. No more damage coming in from that. Venskor finally gets snapped out of that upheaval. So annoying. But ultimately, like, it's not enough to keep EZ safe. Dying twice in short succession like that.
It's also both like times. It's been pretty darn close that he'll because if he just gets away a little bit from Illidan, like he's gonna be so slow that he's not gonna be able to keep hitting him. So like if he had like 100 extra HP or whatnot, I think he would have lived, possibly both times there. But yeah, just enough damage for Team Spirit.
So the extra control coming from Rubik here, Beaver rotating in, probably also crucial.
Yeah, because that is the reason why Venskor went 2 points in upheaval at level 3, I think, because he knows that, if you can just get out of these stuns, there's no way that Illidan catches up to BCC again.
Oh.
Oh,
He's forcing out that Spirit Siphon. Oh no.
Yeah. I don't think he would have gotten the kill anyways, but...
Yeah, it's getting harder now with the higher level of Spirit Siphon. Already has another one available now. Of course, you also get more heals coming through. Especially up against strength heroes with a lot of health points. It's also helps you out quite a bit as a death prophet.
Yeah. And he has a very stat-heavy build on DP as well, which is, of course, what you should do against a tri-lane like this, or a dual lane. The magic wand, 2 nulls, and an infused raindrop, so he's quite beefy.
Alright, so looking at these other lanes again, the supports have rotated out for the most part here, so we have a try mid for the last few minutes, which just leaves these other lanes kind of farming lanes for the most part, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. And the Tiny is doing really, really well for himself.
Go again.
Is struggling.
BZ in mid, the stun is there. Does have the Spirit Siphon out, so now he's actually going to survive. Bignum with a double crush. Illidan, now he's dropping low and low himself, and he will die to another couple of right clicks. BZ healed up now by Venskor. Stun coming through. Illidan's still not dead, actually. They do find a turnaround. 1-for-1 trade on that particular side is also click down to Rubik. This time, BZ, we talked about it, Spirit Siphon. Much harder to burst through like that, and also Shadowbird doing his thing.
And Raindrop worked overtime, made it proc 2 times actually, so it tanked about, I don't know how much damage, but maybe 200 damage. So really nice.
Haste rune. Won't let that stand here. Bringing in the Weaver with the bugs, with the extra damage. 3 seconds stun, no way out of that one. Picked him a little bit too late. Throwing the crush, still finds it on 2, but where's the follow-up? Dark is there. Throws down the purification, but his friend is already dead. He has to repel himself, trying to walk away. He cannot be controlled for this moment, but now there it is. The Brewmaster Cheshire Cat also making an appearance. Everyone just join the party in the middle lane, bring down Illidan again with another purification, and now FNG lifted up into the air. DK Phobos, not a whole lot he can do here now for his teammate and captain. Ancient Apparition, that Ice Cube will be melted. Double kill from Dahak.
This is the beauty of CS Dota, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, CS Dota is easily one of the most fun to watch because of just action-packed games.
No doubt about that. Both side lanes just rotated again. One was missing most the Tiny here. Maybe if G was there a little bit earlier.
And look, Team Spirit, they know what they want. They saw BCC tipping top and they're just moving their Trident up there. And a really good scan from whoever did that on Gambit. Sniff it out.
They know someone's here, now they see Illidan. BCC will not catch a break. And ward down from Bignum will scout out FNG going in and out of the trees. Now the jig is most certainly up. Well, overall Team Spirit getting the slightly better end of this just because Tiny's been farming so extremely well. I mean, if you look at G's net worth actually, almost scratching that 5k mark 10 minutes in.
He's sitting at 70 last hits at 10 minutes. That's very, very nice.
Yeah. Also been lane creeps too, right? I don't think he's been jungling a lot.
No, I'm not sure. And it surprises me because, yeah, he was like the kind of the duel in with him for a while. He was against the Brewmaster, and Brewmaster is pretty good at being, you know, putting a wrench to whoever he's playing against, especially Tyne who can't get rid of the Drunken Haze. So
can you still splash with that though? With the
what
tree?
do you say?
Can you still do the splash damage with the tree?
I don't think so. I actually won't bet my life on it, but I don't think I think you'll miss everything.
Well, top lane again, going for the combo with the ultimate as well from Chaos Knight, but Bignum is there with the crush. BZ still alive now. Illidan nuke down as Dahak rotates in. Lift up. Illidan still alive, just barely. Dahak going in with a repel. One more punch and the crush onto Rubik. Team Spirit try to go for the cheeky combo again, but this time not really crumble success as Gambit coming in and responding in full force. Space created, I guess, is again G continuing to be strong now, punching away this mid tower and finding some free farm for DK Phobos.
Yeah, and I mean, Gambit realized that they're just gonna run at our DP, I guess, so they're just super ready with the Bansker sitting behind with the heal and the people, and then Daxak is just insta-tipping in, so really nice by them.
It's already back, Ice Blast coming through. First one of the game, does not actually get let go until much later. Catch anybody here. Ooh, the Avalanche. Almost cancelling BZ's TP as it stands. He'll be able to defend bottom. Be just fine. Team Spirit, they keep trying to muscle their way back into this game.
Yeah.
They might be able to finish up the 2-1 tower top, and it looks like it with G and Illidan both here. But mid lane, Cheshire Cat gets the ultimate off, forcing out a time lapse from DK Phobos, but that's the win for Team Spirit as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and if Rubik can be sneaky here, no, they don't have a ward in mid. He just got level 6 with a tome, so I thought, hey, maybe he wants to steal the primal split, but could not.
Still could right now. He catches Cheshire Cat, but he's making his way.
I mean,
back
this
into
is
safety.
a really good, really good Rubik game. This was their first pick Rubik, so they of course couldn't know what Gambit would pick, but there's like Omni spells, there's Brewmaster Split, there's DP ulti, there's Warlock ulti, there's Slaughter Stun or Amp damage. It's like a lot of great spells.
Yep. We'll see this again. Full-on madness in the mid lane. 4 heroes from Gambit, 5 heroes even. This general area, no Bruce Split though, so Cheshire Cat making his way up top as that tier 2's being pressured just a little bit, but they engage in mid. Yeah, the silence, DK Phobos crushed up, but in order to protection for him, DK Phobos, will be able to time this back to half health. Another Shikuchi. Oh, that was awkward. Vensko, he hit the chaotic offering, could have finished him off if he wanted to, but unwilling to cast a big spell just for What was the
No,
offlane
no,
in the end
top.
of the day?
They get
The
Dylan on
offlane
here.
position, Illidan. Do they have anything to cancel
Oh,
TP? Doesn't look like it here.
no,
Biglam actually ends up dying with the Ice Blast on top, so that was awkward.
Vanskor had the mana for KO, but he used the Fatal Bonds, I think, and then
Okay.
he didn't have enough mana. So, I mean, if he did use that, it would probably got. Maybe they wouldn't even have gotten the CK. Yeah, they should have gotten it, but
Yeah, but Phobos, he was
it
sitting at like
happens.
50 health.
Yeah. Some tough luck for Gambit here in the last minutes, just barely not getting these kills.
Yeah. Well, Kingsbury catching a break there. And especially with the side lanes where they were, and oh god, Francesca can. Let's have another Bruce Split available in just a second if he wants to throw it out to survive once again, and he does indeed. No help coming instead. His team engages down on bottom. FNG super fast, so got himself a haste tune. It's now timed out. BZ, how far do you want to commit? Not far enough. So they'll be just fine. His top lane, Francesca still being run down. He's going to turn back into his normal and straight onto the cross. G keeping on top of the earth ruling. They do find Rubik in the end down bottom. They continue to skirmish, but it's a trade you would take any day on Team Spirit. Like, you're supposed to lose these skirmishes all the freaking time against a lineup like Gambit.
Yeah, and the big thing is that, like, Gambit is committing so many heroes bottom. Oh, are they gonna get Weaver this
The
time?
crush, they have the silence, have another couple of right clicks. Do they have enough damage? They do indeed. Just go for the golem this time, not make the same mistake twice. And they'll be able to push the tower with that.
Vanskor certainly wanted to see him dead.
Yeah. Alright, so they can push that tower with the golem, next tower with that DP ultimate if they want to. They only brought back Jashiked once again. He's on guard duty for the tier 2 top. So
I mean, Gambit gets the tier 1 bottom, so that's a nice thing for them. Meanwhile, Spirit is just farming out their enemy wood, so not too much happening right now.
is this pace fine for Team Spirit? I mean, just farming up in the cores and watching that central power and just having DK Phobos basically run circles around Gambit.
I think that Team Spirit, with Gambit, they have this super strong teamfight ultimates. So Gambit, Team Spirit, they don't really want to fight them until they hit whatever items they feel they're comfortable with. Maybe BKBs even. For like Illidan and Tiny, and then they can like feel that we can probably fight them, but probably for the most duration of this game, they're gonna try to find picks with this Tiny Shadow Blade and just, yeah, not fight them head on.
Yep.
So, I mean, the pace, I don't know if like, I'm sure it's fine for them. It's not like, it doesn't really matter about farm in this game, it's more so about the playstyle, because both lineups are like fine-ish late game. I guess Gambit's lineup is not as good as Team Spirit's, but it's gonna come down to timings here, where Gambit, they have a really strong mid-game lineup, like really strong, and Team Spirit, they just wanna weather that storm, I think.
Yeah. I mean, so far so good. They still have a lot of buffer left here with tier 1 still standing in mid as well as top. So 5-man pushing power. Gambit hasn't really been able to put that to use just yet.
I think it's it is this carry Omni Knight, so you of course want him to be this force to reckon with. So maybe it's go time for them when they hit this radiance. It is quite off right now. He's missing about 2k gold.
Yep.
1.5.
He almost has the relic, so unless he gets killed anytime soon, you'll have that big milestone available for you. And well, Gambit take medicine to their own hands now. Foreman Smoke looking towards his tier 1 tower if nothing else, and he's trying to catch anybody that they can get. But Team Spirit looks like they know what's happening. Playing very defensively here, even behind the tier 2s.
Yeah. They sniffed it out. Shashikat does have his blink now. And yeah, they're just gonna push this tower straight up, I think.
Yep.
And I would expect that Team Spirit are not gonna fight this, because Their fireman is just not comparable to Gambit's right now.
Gambit have everything available. Golem, Exorcism, and of course, Dahak on the Omni Knight. All those speed spells available.
I mean, G wants to go in here. I guess he wants to deny this tower.
Sure about this one here, they catch him with the ultimate. Does get the avalanche off, but burst it down afterwards regardless. Damage being spread out between Gambit, but they do lose that hero. At the very least, Diggy Phobos, he's been doing the split pushing duty. He's amount of damage to his tier 2 right now. It's not being responded to as they're going into Roche instead. With both the Exorcism as well as the Golem committed. Should make it very easy. At the same time, Ice Blast, pretty good. Make them maybe even think twice perhaps. Starhawk though, keeping away from damage. He will not shadow to that at all.
This could be stressful for the Gambit. They're all very low on their heroes.
Oh. They lift up the Bignum here. Purification Stone from Rubik. Doing quite a bit of damage with the drag bag. Another couple of right clicks. They will end up dropping. Phobos even joining in. Can they catch more in the box? Oh, nice! The Blade Crush from Baver! He's playing better Slaughter than Slaughter right now. They immediately take down the Aegis. The Hawk back with the solo Guardian Angel. Right click down F and G. Will be successful. Now looking for more Illidan. Silenced up. Does not have his ultimate or anything. Throws on a stun, but now it's on the target's way to victory, but it's not going to be possible. 2 heroes down at the end. A bit of Yules onto Weaver, but no further control or detection available to run him down. So Gambit, they retreat. They do lose the Aegis, but they do get a few kills in return.
I think overall, that is a favor for Gambit because I was really scared because they used everything to get that Roshan. They used Bruce Split like way too early. They used Deep Ulti, but the big thing here is that CK did have cooldown on Phantasm. So even if they did get that really nice go on them afterwards, it was just they didn't have enough.
Ooh, the lift onto the Hawk, follow from G, as well as the crush. People still loading onto it, an absolutely quick burst down. A lot of gold as well for G with the killing speed. DK4 was finishing off Banscore on Bignum. Also with the buck, with the sprint that the Gemini attack, doing a ridiculous amount of damage. Double kill for him. They bite into the side of Gambit here in this bottom lane, just realizing, hey, this is still our time. Again, with all these spells committed, those are the strength of Gambit's team fight. But if they're gone, they're just so much weaker. Team Spirit recognizing that, taking their chances and getting quite a number of kills as well as finishing off the tier 2.
And that's exactly what you need to do. You need to, as soon as they use these spells, you just need to capitalize on it, and that's exactly what they did. That's really good by Team Spirit. But this Radiance is online for a Gambit now, so...
Top lane. Cheshire Cat as well. BZZ working away at Illidan. No support coming his way. He's armor toggling, but there's a bit of extra control. Can he do it again? No, he cannot. You bring him down on the end, so... That's a good pick, trying to slow him down a little bit. Though, alright. He's having some issues with this Weaver at this point. Not a whole lot he can do against him.
Weaver is... At this point, when he gets the Fusel and he has the Mana Break talent, he deals so much damage, and he puts screws in so many heroes that doesn't have like this big mana pool to work with.
Oh god, Ice Blast. Will connect, yes, they brought down Beaver, but no counter kills here in this mid lane. Nice scan comes out, sees DK4 was also rotating around. Spirit, they want to find more with these quick pickups, especially Cheshire Cat, he's so low. He can be bursted down by G if he just walks back. Oh, oh my god.
I'm sure he knew he was there.
Yeah. I guess he could have figured, right? I mean, he was pushing the bottom tier 3, he had done a half health after that, so... Gets a quick blink back home.
Yeah, and the big thing for Gambit is that they're reaching their Slaughter Blink Dagger now. They don't really, like, they have this amazing team fight, but they don't really, I guess they have Brewmaster Initiation, but this, like, insta-stun is always really nice. You always want that in your lineups to just blow someone up, where Blue is just a clap. Like, if he initiates with clap, there's a potential that the other team can, like, BKB or whatnot. Now the team doesn't have BKBs, but having this stun initiation, it's such a nice thing to play around.
Yeah. You see it for Team Spirit actually, Rubik with a very quick blink tag in comparison. He being able to steal that crush, of course, it turns him into everything the Slaughter is, on top of what he is himself as a Rubik, right?
For sure. Gambit are smoking instantly with this blink dagger. They know that this is our time to shine. Our spells are back up. Let's go, boys.
Then crush Dahak with the Radiance. Try and find somebody, but once again, Team Spirit seems to be on top of it. Unless Beaver being a bit greedy. No, not greedy. Sticking to the trees, but now Smoke Break-In, they'll still find him.
Oh, perfect.
And should be able to burst him down. Purifications both ways, but not going to be enough to keep him safe. But at what cost, these guys? Gee, look at him. He's bashing away. 2 clicks and this tower is already missing another 200 out points.
Yeah, and you don't want to lose these towers or lose damage on them because it is a tiny. Sure, he doesn't have a wisp, but this hero still split pushes and rats like a beast. Like he does so much damage to towers, and he doesn't even have any items yet. He has 2 items.
Yeah. Just a tree giving you that. How much is it? 120% extra building damage. Absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, he's gonna get better as well once he finally finishes up that assault cure ass. Oh, Illidan links in, finds BZZ. Did not see him coming with an Inversoon that he picked up. That's a really, really good kill here, finding that. Help of the Ice Boss as well, so no healing potential whatsoever. Question is, how much can I really do with that? Down bottom, Gambit. So, looking for more kills here with the Blink Crush. This time off the mark, Beaver. On the wrong side of that tree line. Dodging that out. Now being spotted by the sword up on the high ground. Oh, better TP out. He should be fine. Oh, is he? No! That ultimate being committed. Catches him just on the edge, so he should end up dropping. It'll take them a while, but they have everything available. Dust against the Invis. And they do bring down the big stone man.
But if you just take a look at how Spirit is played this, because they know, okay, Gambit, they want to reach our towers, they want to push us, but they're just spreading out so much on the map. It's so hard to play against.
You can be a little back towards the top lane, just pushing that out across the river.
And like this, Illidan, he just sits on top lane. Weaver is like around mid and tiny bottom, and they're just pressuring all lanes all the time. Gambit can't ever get to their objectives they want. They need to find picks in order to like relieve pressure of the map.
Well, so far these picks are few and far between. Not really enough to give them too big of a window right now.
Yeah, because they have this amazing team fight, that's something they lack. They don't really have the power to like find pickoffs easily.
Trying to force out some spells from Dahak, but didn't quite have the control to finish him off before he can turn around. And now the rest of his team coming in. The Silence and the Chaos Knight take him all with the stun. There's another one available in a couple of seconds. Even with the lift back, trying to buy some more space. But, yeah, with the Yules into Crush, picking even as DP run, they should be able to find the Chaos Knight. But, G coming in to try and help with back of extra nukage onto Bignum. I'm not sure if they thought this one through. G now taking the full brunt of that exorcism. DK4 was trying to finish up Dahak there with the buck nibbling away at his armor, but he cannot find the space to right click. Dahak should be fine in the end. Gambit only lose 1, whereas Team Spirit lose 3.
Finally, Gambit is able to find a fight where they actually can't get away from it. They can't slip away with, like, they don't only get this Rubik or whatnot. They find some cores, and that's really nice for them. However, they did use a lot of spells now. Use Exorcism. Actually, they only use Exorcism. The Bruce Split is up, and the Warlock Golem is soon up again, so not really. I guess they use Guardian as well.
Easy being gone on here. DK4 was doing quite a good job just being annoying, if nothing else. He knows that there's not a whole lot that they can do against him unless they just straight up silence and crush him up. He sees 3 of them, and oh, I thought he would have gotten caught there with the Blink Crush, but instead, Illidan, he's coming in. The drag back, Ice Blast, a bit off the mark. He's even with the ultimate anyway. Now the counter initiation, the silence on 2. They're focusing on Illidan. Much easier target to bring down. And well, they also have some extra time for the Weaver now. Forces out the time lapse. They have the dust available. King track of him. Meanwhile, in the back, the Promise Split being forced out as G and Beaver trying to create some more chaos, trying to help his teammate, who's almost getting the kill and picked him. He has juked through trees himself now, but Yeah, Phobos, still like to keep track of him. Blink Crush will finish the job. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Shashikat's just controlling everybody else up. Daha caught up with him. They will be able to find the Beaver. Poor little Rubik is the fourth casualty here. Gambit taking a fight on two fronts and extremely successful. Team Spirit just really on the same page there, it feels like.
Yeah, and like they actually kind of fight into them now. They don't try to rat anymore. They try to actually contest them in 5-man power, and they can't. Like Gambit's lineup is just way too good at that. So now Gambit has a very nice lead, and they're actually allowed to pressure from towers since Bears Heroes are dead. They don't have the time to push out the lanes anymore.
First time in a while, all Dire Creeps are on the Radiant side of the map on all three lanes. So they do take advantage of that. Roshan not quite up just yet, 35 seconds on the clock still. Not a long respawn.
What's going on in Team Spirit's head is that say, okay guys, we just fucked up. Like we tried to fight them and we shouldn't have done that. Like maybe we thought we had a little timing when they used this Guardian Angel and Exorcism, but they're just way too strong anyways. Let's just go back to ratting completely and don't ever let them get to towers again, basically.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna have to be the plan at this point. It depends on some good vision right now. There's a few wards out on the map here. There's one blocking up the ancient camp. Free the fresh one in the middle lanes. So need to have that intel. You need to make sure not to be initiated on by Gambit is the power of the slot initiation. We talked about it before, and it's just scaling with the strength of his teammates, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rid of some of these illusions.
And it's like stuff like that. It's so easy to be smart and realize what you should do after you've done it. Like, okay, we just fucked up this 5-man fight. Like, we shouldn't have done that. But the question is it already like, did they already give too much to Gambit? Can Gambit like ride this wave and just take the win, or can? Because that's the stuff. Like, doing mistakes like that, taking that 5-man fight, that can just cost you the game right there. And gonna have to see if they can do that, or Team Spirit can fight back.
Oh, DK Phobos, they know someone's here with the smoke breaking here. They find him with the dust immediately being gone off with the time miss. They still find him with the ultimate to silence. Can they run him down here? 4-star not giving enough to give them the safety. Again, big commitment, but they do punish this movement from Team Spirit. They're gonna not feel safe anywhere on the map. Even DK Phobos has been able to play very freely up until just a few minutes ago. Being punished again, and of course with that pickup, that's an invitation to just get the second Roche. Aegis and Cheese, available, ripe for the taking here for Gambit.
And I actually really like this Bloodthorn Orchid pickup from Cheshire Cat, because Weaver has nothing to deal with it right now. He's even going on Maelstrom, so he's not going to have anything soon. And I mean, yeah, it's going to put so much pressure on Weaver especially.
Guido, well, forcing out that glyph. Someone needs to respond to this. There's also 2 catapults. This tower is going to take a bit of extra damage once again. 200 health points though, with it, or something like that. One more shot from catapult. No, doesn't get it.
Yeah, it's tough. That tower is probably going down in this game. Maybe not.
It just depends on how well Gambit can control this particular lane. The only reason Team Spirit got that close was that Gambit committed for Roshan without using any of the big spells, or like, without using Exorcism, namely. They speeded it up. So it took them a while, couldn't respond in time. But it's still standing, and it will protect the shrines. So nothing of value was lost, quite literally.
Yeah, and I think that Gambit wants to reach the Sea Spirit space with these ages. And Cheshire Cat, oh, he has a use on Beaver actually. Beaver's gonna be fine here. Oh, sick blink. Because this Orchid as well, it makes it really hard for especially Weaver to rat, like split push. He doesn't feel safe anymore at all. Before, he only had to worry about the silence, which Pike works quite nice against. You can just take more distance, and the slaughter stuff. Now it's an Orchid too, and it's like it's a lot of variables you need to worry about, and it gets really tricky for him to play.
Yes, the BKB queued up now. G is well after finishing up the Soul Cure, as Illidan already has a BKB already. Still 10 seconds on that charge, so once these items come out, how does it change the team fights for Team Spirit?
I mean, I still don't think they can fight them 5-on-5, but th- like I guess with those items, especially with BKB, like there's a chance. But Gambit still, they have a lot of damage at physical, so it's not like it just makes them okay. We can just win fights now, but there's a possibility to take fights. I think if you find the right initiation and so what.
And going at Cheshire Cat, but Control already used Beaver. So he realizes they can just TP out Illidan, not quite close enough with that blink of his own.
Oh,
Now they're threatening high grounds here. Gambit. Most of the forces are down here trying to finish up the tier 2.
Can Big Dom catch them here? Wants to.
There it is. Blink coming through. This BKB and silence on the Gifobus. Need some more lockdown and damage, and they do have it. Again, with the Golem committed, the Yules in the back. DZZ found Illidan and keeping the Shriner to believe, and now just trying to run him down. Blink Crush, not gonna be connecting, but forcing out the BKB at the very least.
Nice.
And it's
This is
just, oh
great.
my god, this damage.
This is great for Gambit. I mean, he used BKB and they got the kill.
Yeah.
But G, he knows the store of the game. He rats. That's the bottom tower.
Oh god, did indeed. Alright, what else is Gambit gonna get from that though? Because, as I said, it's obviously a huge victory here. There's another Yules coming out onto G. Bash coming through even, but Ice Blast connecting in turn.
It's beefy.
Blink Crush stolen from Beaver, alright. So far so good, but there's gonna be another one available here for picking right now. They should be able to finish off the Rubik, at the very least.
Yeah, and the nice thing when you get these kills, like on Weaver and CK, because they're ratting, so when you get these kills, they're not, like, there's gonna be room for you to actually reach the base, or at least reach a tier 2 tower. That's exactly what Gambit is doing right now. They're gonna get some towers, reduce the map control for Team Spirit, and just, yeah, they're having a good time. You know, they're getting what they want.
Yeah. Two lanes pushing in here, mid as well as bottom. One will be defended, the other will not. Either way, both these tier 2s, or this last remaining tier 2 also.
Hang on here.
They could. I mean, there's still the X's and might just pop it right now. BKB available on Death Prophet again with 8 seconds. She's even in hand still. And that Aegis on the Omni Knight still available for 30 seconds. I don't think you do. Gonna have to be forced to direct down.
This is exactly what it allowed to get these kills, to make sure that they couldn't split, but you just insta-force, and what can Team Spirit do?
Alright, the split push here to find lived on the Van's goal, so he was CPing, and that was cancelled. Just to walk back home at this point. Might not get the chance with the rest of Team Spirit coming in, but that's a big commitment, only to catch a Warlock.
No detection.
That's gonna take them some time. Oh man. Gambit continuing to have the clear advantage.
Yeah,
Has a nullifier now. Alright.
and what's really big about getting a lane when you play against this ratting strategy of Team Spirit is that it's gonna be so much tougher to rat when a lane is constantly pushing into your face. It's gonna be a lot less to worry about for Gambit.
Ooh, don't think that's someone you want to find. Cheshire Cat gets a BKB off Hilden with the ultimate committed.
Can we get him?
They don't have the control. They can't even get the right clicks in. Ahak also finding the blink back, so yeah, only BKB committed, not even the ultimate was a cooldown anyway.
That was a phantasm usage, so
Yeah.
Gambit probably realized that was a phantasm, so yeah, now we have even more possibilities of just running them down. And this nullifier, with the Orchid or Bloodthorn, it's the mini Doom build, so no one is safe anymore.
And when you find, you can throw it out on. Most importantly, the Weedle probably, just be sure that he can't get away once again.
I mean, he can't even kill Beaver now, because we saw him try and attempt to kill Beaver, but Beaver just healed himself.
Yeah.
Without that, I mean, Beaver is super dead, and this nullifier will not let him use the Evil Soul.
Well, This death pushy skills. Gambit, barreling down mid.
Yeah. G is in position though at the top lane, so I think he's gonna be able to rat if Gambit would commit. But I think that's why they're not really committing at pushing mid, because they know that in the current moment, like Team Spirit has all their heroes up, they're just gonna insta rat if they show like too many heroes on a lane, and like at this point, Gambit their heads is being like, okay, we need to catch them off. How do we like enable us to catch their ratting heroes? That's why they're kind of just sitting like off map, I think, hoping that someone is gonna
He didn't find him.
Beaver here.
Beaver gonna be killed very, very quickly. G trying to help out his friend, and with
It's
Illidan also
fine.
there, they do click down Big Them. Now Cheshire Cat coming in that ultimate. In cover of BKB, the Hawk running in with Vanskar dropping down the rock, only finding the other rock, G. Has to pop his own BKB to walk away at this point. So 1-for-1 trade so far. And top lane, yeah, they went for that as DP already made the call to go back home and defend. So pretty good for Spirit overall, just losing the Rubik.
And what that does, like when you take a fight like that and you know that okay, all Team Spirits here are in base now because they either regened or they died or they TP'd home. So now there's gonna be some room for Gambit to go mid if they want to. They use a couple of spells, so they might not actually want to do that.
Hack with the haste rune a little bit too fast. G pulling down some spells. Even perhaps some angels. Cheshire Cat gets tossed up as he blinks in, but there's a mini doom coming through. Extra couple of right clicks. Hack trying to run him down. And Illidan though, again turning things around. This time though, there is that Guardian Angel keeping his friend alive. Vanskar able to get the TP back. And now Yaxis and BZZ one turns around with the BKBs on him, as well as Cheshire Cat. And this is something that Team Spirit cannot actually fight. DK4 is still trying to finish off the backlines. Make them in a lot of trouble, but only lost a big hero. And DK4 doesn't quite have the punching power to finish the job. Them gets the crush, gets the amplify. There's still time-ups available for DK4.
Much damage.
He's not going to go for it just yet. Luckily, he got the buck up on Bignum, so no quick blink after him. Should give him enough space to walk away, but to say that, he's pretty damn fast, so is PZZ. And they would have find a blink Yules with the gem here on Daha, on somebody. Bignum, there we go, coming through. Make absolutely sure that they maintain vision, and they do run down the Weaver at the end of the day, regardless. And guess what? Bottom lane, all the way in the Radiant side, middle lane also in a decent position, and so is top lane. Gambit, they can do whatever they want to. With the excellent committed, maybe not go high ground, but certainly we can finish up Roche, and that's what they're going to do. Aegis Chief Refresher, they'll certainly fix that excellence situation if they needed to.
And I want to point out why that happened, because so the first engagement we saw, they only got the Rubik, they used some spells, but they didn't really get any other kills. We was split, push up, and DP force him back. Like, that was basically what happened. But what it allows is that Gambit knows that, okay, they TP it back to base. They are in their, like, base area right now. So if we just... And then they went on this tiny right at their kind of ancient area. And then, because Team Spirit, they're not, like, in position at all to rat with any of their heroes because they just TP it home. They felt the need, okay, we need to fight them because otherwise we're gonna lose this tiny and they're just gonna like run down mid. So instead they tried to take the fight, but I mean they just couldn't because they were weaker or whatnot.
Yeah.
But that's exactly why they felt the need to take that fight. Maybe not because they wanted to, but they felt that otherwise we just lose the tiny, and yeah, we're gonna be 2 racks down anyways.
So hard right now, BZ, so powerful on the staff problem, especially with that BKB. Run in with that Nexusism, and it's not a whole lot of Team Spirit can do, right? I mean, if you look at Illidan in comparison, he's only level 17. He's not even close to level 20, where you have that Reality Rift. They have some semblance of control and extra damage potential here up against BKBs. And, well, as a result, they win the team fight, and now going for more. The mini Doom onto the Weaver, follow-up Crush, the Doom person down, he doesn't have buyback. The X isn't going here, just naturally coming off cooldown. Still holding on to the cheese as well, so refresher shot in the backpack. So this should be another full set of racks. Team Spirit, no position to fight this. In fact, Illidan, alright. Gonna be up against a couple of different golems up top here as they find the Warlock. Full rat
They
mode
are rat.
initiated here. Both him and G wailing away at buildings. TP back from BZZ. Gonna try and stop this mid push. Will be successful. Big Number finds the bash onto Illidan. What a game. He will be burst down by the rest of Gambit. Link
That's not a
Crush.
happy right back.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to
That's
find
not-
Darkin with that.
That's
Oh.
I fuck you for bashing me.
Oh my god, everything working out just fine here. For Gambit. Incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, Team Spirit did what they felt. We need to wrap them, but yeah, Gambit they have lost 2 of the tier 3 towers now, but I mean they don't care. Now there's only one side left, and then there's gonna be megas, and they're intending to force it.
Yeah.
And they have exorcism again, so why not?
Use the refresher shot to make that happen, but this is almost the last Rex, or last set of Rex here. Still range Rex standing with very little health up top. Not really worth mentioning. This time there's no reds, there's no anything. Nice little combo there on 2 heroes. Still gets the BKB off. Now Dahak with his Guardian Angel. DK4 was on his own BKB, trying to do some sort of damage, but he's just not powerful enough. Do burst down the racks. They should make a beeline for the top, secure the megas. Message, yeah, there it is. Blinks forward. And that should be it. I don't see this lineup for Team Spirits pulled out against megas.
No. They might wanna try a little bit longer, but I think, like in their hearts, they know, okay, we lost this game now. What do we do in the next one? Stuff like this.
Well, looks like they want to go for the one last push straight down mid. They don't have boots of trouble or anything in the Weaver, so big foes might have a hard time catching up.
Have BOTs on G.
They have on G, yeah.
And yeah, I mean they know, okay, they use refresher shard and exorcism, so that's on cooldown. Maybe we can use
No! DK Phobos just gets caught on the way to rest. Team is still alive, but he will pop to the Orchid Burn.
this. Cool kids
Oh.
don't look at explosions.
They really don't. No. Also, maybe they're also running away from explosions, as Team Spirits wasted a lot of time just trying to run them down. Rubik with the stolen Brewmaster's ultimate, turning things around. 1-for-1 trade so far. They also like lose F and G, though Illidan same time in the middle. Should be a GG. Well played is call on Gambit. Well, they protect themselves against spot push attempts from Team Spirit, and then execute their team fights perfectly most of the time, or every single time almost, however you want to say it.
Yeah, really well done by Gambit, and I think what we're gonna see from Team Spirit is a much more well-rounded like lineup, because yeah, they don't have any team fight. Like they have A Blast and Tiny Stun basically. That's somewhat team fighting. Like they don't have any AoE spells really, and I think they felt this was the issue by far. So let's just draft with that in mind next time.
And it looks like we don't have endgame stats because the coordinator's having some hiccups. So, we'll take a short break before we figure out whether we can get into game number 2 or whether Valve has something to say about that. I'll keep you up to date in chats, but for now, see you soon.
Okay.
really going to allow you to stay in lane because you have to walk away before it ends anyway. So, and as I said, yeah, Broodmother just farms instead.
10 seconds remaining.
Farms the jungle camps instead. And the partner on top of that now, like Team Spirit,
5
they
seconds
pulling out all the stops here to come back again too.
Yeah, Pagna is actually amazing here because actually Gambit only has physical damage. Like Impetus, I don't know if it's, I guess it's not physical damage, but if you decrep someone, like he won't take damage from Impetus, he won't hit.
Yeah.
And like this Pugna is actually countering 4 of their heroes right now. So this last pick he needs to deliver, and DK, yeah, DK is a nice one against Broodmother actually.
Yeah.
And it's more physical though, but it's a hero that can deal with Broodmother, and it's more stuns. And I mean, Gambit's lineup does look scary, but Team Spirit's cheesiness looks pretty scary as well.
Well, see whether they can execute on that. Gambit, again, certainly even with the Slaughter, certainly a much more normal lineup. Even with Slaughter and the Wraith King, both heroes that we don't see a whole lot of. But then again, Broodmother partner, they can just make it the game look super easy and make the heroes look super unbalanced. But it can go both ways.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna come down to execution versus Team Spirit here, because as time goes on, Team Spirit, they can definitely win late game with just void this amazing late game. But always with Brood and Pugna, like these heroes, they are nice late game as well. But they're kind of where you want to win the game mid game or early late game. Whereas this Wraith King and I don't know actually. Maybe it's not as like late game favorite for Gambit as I'm thinking, because like Ench isn't the greatest late game here either. He's kind of wonky. You're all also very mid game oriented or early game even.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with late game for Gambit is that they only have one real good AoE stun, which isn't even all that instant with a crush, right? You can still, if you're quick enough, you can still BKB that off and whatnot. Whereas for Team Spirit, you have the Chronosphere, which is arguably one of the best AoE lockdown spells in the game. Later it goes, right? Because then you should have enough damage to kill whoever you find in there.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I think that actually, the more I think about it, I feel that Team Spirit actually really outdrafted them. I think this is a really hard one for Gambit to win.
It's going to be coming down to Gambit stopping the bleeding in the lanes, not really giving up too much, then finding a timing in the mid game where Team Spirit is not quite there just yet. Certainly tall order, but I think it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, for like draft, it only matters so much. Like you can win, you can like
30 seconds.
every player in the planet can agree that okay, a team outdrafted someone 99%, but then the other team just ends up playing better, having some luck maybe, executing whatnot, and winning anyways. Like draft only matters so much, really.
Yep.
You shouldn't take too much. Like just play your lineup and do the best you can with it, and draft doesn't have to matter.
Well, Illidan starts with a free Battle Fury, so it's unbalanced already.
How is that even balanced?
No, right? Pay to win cosmetics. God damn it.
Yep.
Yeah, they are going
probably
for this.
So that's why.
Yeah, exactly. They are going for this aggressive lane though. This is interesting here, Beaver, in that more support he can roll together with FNG, or lane support he can roll.
I think what they want to do here is they want to make sure that this Brood is not against the Dragon Knight. Like they want to make the lanes as unexpected as possible, so that the Brood gets anywhere that's not against Dragon Knight. And you can see Gambit, they're like rotating way too late just to make this happen. Because if he would have TP top to make it like, okay, I won't miss lane and whatnot, then Brood is just gonna TP away and they're gonna lose. So they need to do this very slow rotation, and then when Brood TPs away, if he does, DK TPs after.
Yeah. These machinations of lane swaps and whatnot, Gambit have to take it on chain here because they lose out on a full wave of experience on not one but two lanes. Yeah.
It's a really rough feeling there.
Yeah.
And now even like Ench, you want to own the lane, but now you're coming too late. You're like your opponents are almost gonna be level 2 on all their 3 heroes, and you can't really do anything against them at the moment.
Slaughter also not the most helpful here in this situation. Kind of walk in for a crush, but might just as well be turned on like this. Yes, finishing out the very easy first blood on the Enchantress. Spur Strike, Chilling Charge, Cold Feet for good measure. And FNG claiming that for himself. This is not a fun lane here as long as all these Spirit Heroes are hanging about.
It's a really tough for them.
I'd also have to keep an eye on the top lane. BZZ for now, holding his own with only 2 or 3 last hits. Compared to 10 and 3 in the Broodmother, of course, also in part due to rotations. But especially up against the Broodmother, like, you want to get on her good side, I want to say, early on when she only has the webs. Right now, he has 2 points up on the webs, so plenty of those available, and can already start building up the Spiderling army.
The nice thing to have this DK against Brood is that, yeah, I agree with that, because usually when he gets spiders up, the lane gets unbearable. But DK is actually here.
Special Cat gonna get going on the Missile Burst Strike, but they should still be able to wreck him down. Maybe not though with the heals going. It's gonna take them a while at the same time. There was a dive going on in the middle lane. FNG making a rotation there to get the counter kill onto Witch Doctor. So a lot of action again, CS Dota. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like.
Yeah, to get back to my point, that DK, the more points he gets in Dragon Blood, he actually deals quite well with him getting a lot of Broodlings, and that is exactly why teams actually like this matchup. It's one of the like more okay heroes against Brood, because you're actually not really gonna die, even when he gets these huge Broodlings armies, because you can just breathe fire and then just sustain with Dragon's Blood.
Yeah. Any other hero would be dead already, but PZ just stands around there with like 10 Spiderlings sitting away at him. Well, at least he doesn't quite have that, Soul Ring just yet, whereas DK Phobos has it available. So there's no brief fire spam per se.
Yeah, and I think he...
Furia died.
Like, oh, that's very rough for them. Like, we can see that he wants to pressure, he wants to try to kill his DK before he can get his Soul Ring. Because that's when he gets a lot of regen and a lot of, sustain for a breathe fire. And that's when it's going to be very hard to kill him. So he's doing his best at trying to kill him now, but here is just too fat.
At the very least, I do like this positioning from DK Phobos, because right now, Kuro already died, not sure where already, but if DK Phobos just continuously plays behind the tower and behind PZZ, he's never going to be able to get the curry out to him. Yeah. He delivered the Soul Ring, so on one side he has to walk back home himself. So there's a bit of an engagement in mid, trying to burst on the Witch Doctor. He does get the cask off. Now G, double crush there from Bignum, set up for that kill, and it does. In the 1-for-1 trade. Nice little double burst strike though. Once again, 2 supports and Team Spirit looking to turn it into more, but a double crush from Bignum. Gonna slow that down despite the cold feed. Another stun there from the Wraith King. Setting up for FNG, who really wants to kill. The Urn charge coming through, denying himself to creeps, will not be successful. FNG though, he gets it himself. He thought, yeah, that's a good idea, I'll do that.
that was very clutch by FNG.
Also getting... I don't think I've seen an Ancient Apparition have an Urn of Shadows this early in a long time.
I thought about it. I was like, whoa, who has Urn already?
Yeah.
With charges, and then... he's doing very well for himself. He actually went Urn instead of Boots, and I actually really like that decision.
Well, that is Moment of Truth in the top line. BZ, yeah, he's gonna walk all the way to his tier 2. Pick up a Soul Ring. So that is that. Pretty much a dead lane for both sides at this point.
Yeah, and as we mentioned in the draft, like always when this happens against Brood will just farm more than you, because he's gonna farm the lane and jungle camps.
Yep.
And he's probably gonna have the bounty control as well, so like he's gonna get a lot more gold income than Dragon Knight.
Alright, so with supports rotating out of the bottom lane at the very least, it does mean that Cheshire Cat can at least catch up a little bit. Still level behind of Illidan here, sticking around. Okay, middle lane, G. He's actually in trouble. That Vensko trying to run him down with a burst strike, but the supports are available. Try and help out G. No more Maledicts, so barely survives that one.
Close.
Very close indeed. That is busy trying to snipe some of these small spiders. It's not worse damage at this point with 3 points on the refire.
No, I think you need 4 to get the small spiderlings. I like level 7 small spiderlings, that is.
Yeah.
Or I would rather... Actually, maybe it is, because spawn spiderlings is level 3 right now, so... Could be enough. I'm not quite sure.
Spiderlings have 250,
Nice
so okay. We even slow down for a burst strike here. Instant TP though from Bignum. And we'll shoo them away.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, more commitments here for Team Spirit. This top tower already took quite a bit of chip damage here. Burst strike once again with extra nuke from G. That'll hit much more than the spiderlings, but again, the stick charge is available. Bignum also hanging around. He doesn't quite have the same protection as BZ does, though. Just be very careful. Has the crush.
Is under attack.
DK will not want to commit many more nets here to chase him out of the tier 2. He's just completely taken over this part of the map right now at the same time. Oh yeah.
Radiant's top
That was a
tower is
Chronosphere
under
committed.
attack.
With the chilling touch, more than enough to burst through. DK now making his way mid, chasing the rest of Gambit's heroes away.
We really see Team Spirit turning up the heat for this one. I mean, yeah, DK is sitting at 76 classes already. And sure, that's a lot of jungle creeps, but it's a lot of farm coming his way. He's sitting very pretty at the highest net worth right now.
There's enough levels as well that you can spread out this entire area with webs. So you can just bounce between top and mid lane and control that entire area by himself almost.
Yeah, and for Radiant, that's a danger zone. Like, you don't really want to, especially not be a support walking alone there.
Looks like they don't want to waste much more time. I mean, it's not just the Broodmother, you also have the Pugna. 3 points up in another blast at this point that will also help getting through these towers. And what do you really do if you're Gambit here? Cast just going to be wasted on these spiderlings. Maybe you can clean up from some of them, but maybe not.
You try to buy as much time you can to get your levels and items, but it's really tough. This Brood game this Brood pick really made it tough for them.
Again, maybe BZ gets burst struck, you have to be slowed down. Okay. It's a lot of damage if you can channel that even level 1 from Life Drain. So G back up to full health and also a decent amount of mana. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, the Witch Doctor straight up dies as spiderlings, as you would expect. 3 heroes up against the Broodmother, but DK doesn't care. He just gets kills anyway.
We didn't talk about that actually either, but Pugna is a really nice hero against DK because, I mean, DK's armor 1, Pugna doesn't care about that, he just sucks you.
Yeah.
And like, they needed this DK because they needed here to deal with Brood, but Team Spirit, they have the A, Sanking, and Pugna, like, they have so much damage for a DK. It's not a good DK game whatsoever.
Have a lot of damage for the Enchantress as it turns out. Once again, Chronosphere off cooldown, they have that same combo. There's some with the Ice Blast even, making it much easier for FNG and Illidan. So, I mean, this is the only lane that's sort of going decently well for Gambit still, you could say. As I say that OG's been going on. He grabbed TP, Darkseid is there, or Dark is there. To interrupt it, so that's a good kill. 4 heroes committed into this lane, but now he found himself in the soon. Could be a big burst strike on more than 1 hero. And DK4 was a nice little spider army to turn us around, Bignum. That is 1 round, 2 rounds. Ice Blast on top. He should end up falling Dark. Turn up the fight here. Doesn't stick charges to make sure that he can come back, but he doesn't pop it. He just dies first. 2 for 1 trade at the end of the day. As there's another burst strike here. Dragonite will be stopped once again with a cold feet. And it's going to take them a while to just straight up right-click him down. And need some more burst. Beaver setting up for another burst strike here in the backlines. And that should be enough, even with Bignum coming back. Not a whole lot he can do here. DK forwards with another web. Looking to try and run him down all the way back to his own high ground of the base. This is not boding well for Gambit.
Radiant's
In
middle
the
tower is
skeleton
under
versus
attack.
spiderling showdown, the spiderlings won.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Well, bottom lane, Cheshire Cat once again. This time G is joining up with Illidan to make that happen, but this time the heals are
Now
just
at
enough. The
deep.
hack with the stun, yeah, Illidan does have another time walk available now, barely gets out with the burst strike also coming through to finish up the kill on Cheshire Cat. Cast bouncing only once, but now focusing on to G with the depth ward on the wrong side. He does have the grab fight still though, he's absolutely fine. Another burst strike with another light click bash. They do end up losing G to the Maledict. This Viper also gets tracked down by Bignum with the crush here, Illidan. Time walking across, both of them should be fine in the end. As to say that though, the stun coming through, follow from Bignum, not quite there. Does have the burst strike again from his teammate to prevent another crush. Viper, yeah, he gave his life for the cause, yeah. His life for his carry.
A true bro or support.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Much more successful skirmish than Gambit has seen throughout this entire game in this bottom lane. And DK Phobos, he didn't have any webs down there, so no way he could get involved.
Actually, for the first time where the like goalie didn't go Team Spirit's way, they were 10k before that. Now it's only 9k. So you know they're getting close to the comeback.
I won't go that far, but they certainly stopped the bleeding for now. You have to make sure not to. I mean, Team Spirit, that was all just burst strikes essentially in terms of control. There was no Chronosphere committed, which is back off cooldown now. No Brood Mother in the middle of that.
Now they get a super nice ward in the smoke from my FNG. This on the high ground.
Finds the crush, but there's the Ice Blast on 1 and 2. BZZ. There's next on the list here. It's gonna take them a while to chew through his armor still. And Ice Blast will expire. There's another burst strike though. They do get rid of the spiderlings. One more breathe fire, but it ultimately doesn't matter. Yeah, but don't have the manpower at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I mean it takes time to kill him, but in the end result is the same. Like he does not live.
Radiant's
The Wraith King is going for a blade mail. I guess it's okay against Pugna, but it's like it's not especially good against Broodmother or it's.
Yeah. Really want that
Find it to
Radiance.
be a bit peculiar.
I want the Radiance, or at least maybe a Maelstrom or something like that against the Brood.
Yeah, he seems to be going Radiance now.
Yeah.
Which I do like to go one like small item before the Radiance. Usually it's Armlet, but I guess Blade Mail works too.
Yeah. This makes some sense. I mean, if you just straight up rush Radiance, there's a pretty good chance that you'll have lost the game before it can actually do something about it. But there's the Ice Blast once again. They focus on the Cheshire Cat bursting down immediately with the epicenter as well, but the crush controlling out the partner here. G might end up dropping once again. Okay, he does get burnt down regardless here. As in the backlines, BZ playing up against the Spider, but the Chronosphere on Dahak as well as the rest of his own team. Illidan will still be able to secure these kills. Dahak coming right back. FNG should end up dropping, but so does the Dragonite here as Broodmother, with the help of his teammates, finally be able to burst him down, and now it's just a slaughter at this point. Blade Mail not going to stop that by any means.
It
And,
almost looked to be like okay for Gambit there for a second, but
Yeah.
nah, it's just Broodmother coming in and then just
Radiant's
takes care of it.
is under attack.
They got FNG with the Wraith King coming back. They also got G early on with like the entire control and burst being expended on him. But what do you do after that, right? You have a Broodmother who can just heal up on right clicks. You have Faceless Void who can time walk. There's no way you burst any of these heroes down at this point. With a Blink Burst
Bye-bye,
strike here,
Valstor.
Witch Doctor, yeah, he's so dead.
Yeah, but like, so they need to somehow find time until Darkstack has his Radiance. Then they need to take fights with that and win them. And I mean, that's such a tall order in this current position, but
Radiant's
that's
bottom
how
tower
they
is
win
under
this game, I
attack.
think. They make sure that Darkseid like has really good free form until this Radiance, so he gets it within maybe like 5 to 6 minutes, if even that's possible. Like whatever, like he gets it fast and then they take fights and win. But yeah, it's
Yep.
it's very hard.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I don't see it happen, but
Either way, it has to come at a great cost. I mean, we keep seeing Cheshire Cat just pushing out very aggressively, trying to keep these lanes under control, maybe threaten a tower if they let him. But he's always going to be caught out by the Blink Burrow Strike. But the only thing he really does is, as I said, keep that pressure away from the Wraith King. As he's going towards that relic, but it just seems so far away still.
Yeah, they don't have anything like a Slaughter Blink that can like maybe enable them to do some moves while Darksax farms. He's 2k away from the Blink, 60 minutes in. Like, it's not a lot of good things happening for Gambit right now. And yeah, it's all about the Brood. It's just this hero just, if it's picked in the right game, it just wrecks you.
Yeah. Feels like with this draft, the way it worked out in the end is that Illidan, pretty much an afterthought, like a safety net on his Faceless Void, where it's like, alright, if the Brood doesn't do the job, then we still have that very strong hero to fall back on. It's just farming up a Storm with that Battle Fury.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of the draft too, because they have this super crazy early game, like laning focused shit that's just so hard to deal with. But even if it fails, you know, yeah, they have this uber good late game hero in Void to just win.
A lot of damage being done to both towers. Illidan alone, just bring that to half health on the top lane. And okay, this time the Burst Strike will connect you. Okay, almost burst on a Dragon Knight. The heals are there, but the Chronosphere on 3. The bursting down. Can they find any more here? The Death Ward on the outside. Mensko trying to do what he can with a crush. Actually, bring down the Faceless Void. Team Spirit. They drop, but not everybody. DK Phobos just taking over. Take them down as well, and it falls out one more ultimate from Dahak. Chantress, ooh, one last nuke here to finish up on that hero too. They get the one kill. Herculean task already for Gambit, but it's not enough to win the fight or to keep the base alive. Beautiful stun of 2 heroes. The Ice Blast to secure another death onto BZZ, who just bought back. Will certainly secure this Rax. Down very early, 18.5 minutes into the game. And did they even have to stop here? Very weak tier 3 top, but they can burst down with the Nether Blast.
I think they'll just continue. They know BC can't be up for 40 seconds. Wraithing doesn't have ulti, so he needs to be like worried about initiation. There's no Blink Dagger on Slaughter. They can just slowly do this.
Yep. The epicenter Blink Burst Strike for now here with the Trapper Fire. Oh god!
Goodbye.
That was from half health to 0.
Yeah.
Holy hell! Ice Blast coming through, looking to finish off Van's score, but it goes off to the side with the smoke being used to try and obfuscate its position. But all of that is space created. Some more damage here to the Rax. G. Let's have one more Nether Blast in him before he's out of mana. Blink Burst Strike though, onto Wraith King with the silence here. BKB used. DK almost just chops him down. Not like pretty for him, and GG. Yeah, there's no way out of this one. Just one of these games.
One of the fastest disconnects I've seen.
I mean, I would be upset too if I lost to that, to be quite honest.
I mean, I've been in their position, and oh my god, it sucks so bad. And it's like they won game 1 by like, you know, kind of outplaying them, and then they just get brooded, and you know, it's so frustrating.
It feels bad, man. So it's something gonna be done to them to just refocus and get that in the game for the last draft and call back on that game number 1 and realize, hey, we are good enough. We have the skills. Match up against Team Spirit in a straightforward game. So we'll see whether they can do that. As right now, both teams are on match point. 1-1 is the scoreline in this best of 3. The winner will move up to play against Vega Squadron right after this series. So the loser is out. It's as simple as that. So do stay tuned, as we're going to head into game number 3 soon.
Yep. I can't really blame them after that game. Tiny, yeah, it's a really, really strong hero right now. Gambit follows up with Razor. We actually haven't seen a Razor picked or banned in this series, which is kind of unusual. The hero is very popular right now, but see it here in game 3.
10 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Razor, top of the Disruptor. So that's another hero that I don't think it's been picked or banned in the last 2 games, is it?
I think they banned Disruptor in second stage in first game, but I'm not sure. But yeah, we haven't seen it at least, and it's a good hero for
10
sure.
seconds
Also one of
remaining.
the heroes that you normally see in a lot of games in this patch, like together with the
5
Naga Siren,
seconds
which is
remaining.
also not come out in the last 2 picks anyway, or last 2 games picks. So might see that come into play, and the Spirit recognize that as a threat and just straight up ban it out in the second phase.
And I want to point out one thing with the Disruptor here is that it's kind of a nice hero against Tiny, because against Tiny, heroes like Shadow Shaman or Rubik or whatever heroes that has stuns, like they suffer from his strategies, and obviously. But heroes like Disruptor or Faceless Void, their spells like their Silence or their Chronosphere, it doesn't, like the status system doesn't have an effect. Like it stays there until it stays there. Same with the kinetic field. So it's actually a way of shutting down Tiny, which won't suffer so hard from his resistance. That's a nice one for them.
Yeah.
And I think this is the FNG Dark Willow that I said he has been playing it a lot in pubs, so maybe he wants to show it off here.
Oh, all of a sudden this game got a lot more interesting with that particular hero. Like, I'm sure everyone has seen it at least once at this point in the pro scene. Like, it's even been extremely annoying back when it first showed up in Captain's Draft. I've been able to cast, I believe, the very first game of Dark Willow back then for the Captain's Draft qualifiers. And even back then, there hasn't been too many changes to Dark Willow, so it's still as obnoxious now as it was back then. So we'll see whether they can make good use of that. Gambit certainly have to find some sort of solution to that. Normally what you do is at least pick up a safe lane core that has some sort of magic immunity. Like Juggernaut really comes to mind as a really good one, because, or Lifestealer obviously.
Yeah.
Because then these heroes, they don't really care too much about the Dark Willow as far as their control spells are concerned.
Yeah, Nyx especially looks good right here because it's a counter to Tiny and Dark Willow. But I was gonna say they're probably gonna pick up their 4 now, and then we'll see what they do after that. But ET, it's a nice hero against Dark Willow because it's his stomp and his ultimate will hit Dark Willow even if she's in her
10 seconds
shadow form thing. So you want AoE damage against this hero. That doesn't rely on you having to click on something. You can just shoot out like SF or Elder Titan. Nyx is probably the best counter to Dark Willow. But it's gonna be a position 5 Willow, so you don't wanna like overdo it.
Yeah. Alright, what other heroes do you pick up here now? Still need your 5 position? Oh,
I think it's Willow 5. I think
Willow
FNG
5,
is
yeah.
gonna play Willow because Beaver. I mean, they could play Willow 4, but we'll see what they decide to do here.
Yep.
Not sure what heroes you want to pair up with Willow either. I know Puck Willow is like a super good combo because you will always be able to break the coil with his Terrorize spell. So it is a Willow 4.
Yeah. I feel like it works better as a 4 position. Just because it's generally speaking, you're more mobile around the map as a 5 position, who's traditionally more that's the lane support, either mid or the safe lane or wherever. So, like, I feel like you want to be able to play off the map, sneak a few experience points here and there just to get your levels up, because that's one big issue that you have. Early on, she's not actually that dangerous, but as soon as you have these extra levels coming out, like level 3 or 4, where she has her entire skill set available and can start doing more damage with the Shadow Realm, depending on what you prioritize, it's it's getting worse and worse, to say the least, especially for heroes like Disruptor. Because I can certainly see situations where if you can just solo kill him, certainly once you hit level 6.
I mean, this hero can solo kill a lot more than supports. But especially what I like her as 4 is that she kind of needs this either like Blink, Yule's, Veil, or 2 out of the 3. Like she really does well when she gets a couple of items. So I do like that she's a position 4. This one.
Dire team pick.
And the esports, alright. Going back towards the Brewmaster for Cheshire Cat.
And we can see Gambit, they have a lot of team fight, just like game 1, which they won. Maybe they're kind of feeling they want to go back to that. Worked so well for them.
I mean, just serve you well and just disrupting Dark Willow, if nothing else, or just the team in general, the Team Spirit is trying to get
5
together.
seconds remaining.
The Warlock on top as well, like, you have some ways to interrupt, disrupt, and just turn things into your favor, maybe even control up for the Elder Titan. Like, it's going to be kind of scary here for Gambit, once again, this team fight lineup. All of this control from ET, Disruptor, and Brewmaster. Like, if they're able to keep Razor alive throughout the team fight, if they can make sure that Team Spirit is not running away from you, so the Razor can actually make use of the damage that he's draining, I can definitely see them winning these kind of skirmishes.
Positive thing for Team Spirit though is that game 1 they had like no team fight whatsoever. Now they already have Warlock, Dark Willow, and even Tiny to some extent, and they have 2 more picks, so they're not gonna be in the same position as they were in game 1. So yeah, definitely not gonna look the same.
Radiant team back.
Peel here.
I saw Gareth in chat earlier. I believe it was after game 1, and he was saying, oh yeah, they're certainly gonna pick Phantom Lance of Illidan next. Obviously in game 2 it was not quite correct here, but I guess it's a late prediction here for game 3.
10 seconds remaining.
Of course, also one of his heroes next to the Chaos Knight, and in this game,
5 seconds remaining.
not too sure how I feel about it honestly, because there's already Disruptor to set up, and the Brewmaster with the Dispel can also help get rid of some of these illusions.
I mean, Razor Links also stays on PL,
Yeah.
but that said, they don't have a lot of. They have the Bruce Dispel. That's the AoE they have. Sure, the Static Storm too. It kind of goes both ways because Phantom Lancer he can always dodge the glimpse with his Doppelwalk, and he can glimpse ET Stomp. So
Dire
like,
team back.
it's a really annoying like game for Gambit to play against this PL because they can't really catch him. But then again, they have some ways of dealing with him for sure.
It comes down to what kind of game you're playing, right? If you're just trying to dodge around the pickoffs of Gambit, like if they're just going from lane to lane trying to find kills on this PL, and he keeps dodging them out,
5 seconds
then
remaining.
that's all handy dandy, right? But if you force into team fights, if you force the Phantom Lancer to fight into you early, before he even has the Fuel Blade or any sort of stab items, then yeah, it might just force him into that position where he's not comfortable to just go straight into the middle of team fights, rather than just dodging in and out, throwing out illusions here, throwing out Spirit Lances to just whittle away at people.
Yeah, for sure. And they do ban out Tinker, which is the laser rockets and just March. It's definitely a good hero against PL. Not the best, but a good one.
10 seconds remaining.
Right.
5 seconds remaining.
What are they looking for as last pick here for Team Spirit?
Could be
Radiant
offlane or mid.
team pick. Queen.
So it's an offlane Tiny, mid Queen most likely.
Looks like it right now.
Once again, I like Queen because be sure they're against
You may now select your hero.
Disruptor, which can be annoying for Queen, but it's very little catch on the side of Gambit. But this DK pick solves a lot of the issues actually. It's a nice stun, and DK is quite a nice hero against PL later on when he gets the Dragon Form level 2 and 3. You have this AoE breath thingy going on for you.
Yeah.
So you both solve the issues with not really any stuns on Gambit sides and the peel issue. So it's a really nice pick, I think.
Yeah. Definitely agree. I kind of like Gambit's lineup a little bit more than Team Spirit's, honestly. But there's always the Dark Willow, right? You cannot discount that hero for a second. And she certainly has the potential to just, if not win you the game, certainly win you the laning stage in the mid game.
For sure. And it's actually going to be Beaver playing Willow, so I guess he's been practicing it too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Alright.
I think this game, it's like, I wouldn't say any side has any like huge advantage in terms of draft. both lineups has a lot of team fight. They have like, yeah, it's gonna come down to play in this one, I'm sure.
And it's perfect for game 3, right? I would have been very sad if this was just another odd draft, another 20-minute game, but that doesn't seem to be on the cards right now. So settle in, folks. The winner will move on, face up against Vega. The loser will be out. In case you're just tuning in, it's as simple as that.
Prepare for battle.
Spam the
Yeah.
voice lines. Seems good.
It's good stuff.
At the very least, they're not all spamming laugh on all of the heroes, because that gets annoying as I say that.
As you
score
say
just
that.
continues. That could get annoying very fast, I'm pretty sure.
That's disruptor laugh is actually the shortest laugh I've heard. Some of them have, like have you heard the gyrocopter laugh?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, kill me. Sounds like a psychopath.
Yeah. I think Scaraf even gets that that whole vastly Eerie's whatever, that whole line.
Yeah, it's at
but
25, right?
At max level, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully no one
Yeah.
gets that.
I don't think you can get there for a while, because
30
if
seconds to
you
battle.
get all 3 challenges now that you get like 3 levels up to level 3, something like that. So imagine it will take quite a while for anyone to reach level 25.
You get 50x per win.
No,
So you just
yeah,
get
get 50 per game, 100 per win,
Oh, okay.
and
I mean, you just gotta grind a hell of a lot of Skyrath.
yeah.
The battle begins.
But yeah, that's gonna take a while for sure.
Yeah, it's mostly done through challenges, so you can just come up every 2 weeks. It's another 1500 XP, which is like 15 wins of a hero. Illidan, she forced it to doppelganger early on, as he takes quite a bit of damage here from Bignum as well as Cheshire Cat. So we head back into the game, focusing on this one, FNG. Joining up top to try and tilt things in their favor, but Cheshire Cat already dragging the creeps, doing that standard off-lane thing.
Yep.
And Dark Willow in the mid lane. Already proving to be annoying, that Shadow Realm. It's, I don't know. We can rant about that later. Pretty sure we're going to see it come into play a lot of the times this game.
We will have time to baby rage about Dark Willow being a hero.
Yeah. So how do you see these lanes develop? Because right now, Gambit certainly pulling out all the stops here, trying to make Phantom Lands uncomfortable.
I mean, for sure, Gambit's safe lane should be quite like they should just win this, especially as they get levels on the Razor. He's just gonna win this lane harder and harder. But for now, Tiny's probably gonna do okay for the first couple of levels. And yeah, I think they're really nice for Bignum to be here and just annoy Peel because yeah, I think lanes will be slightly in Gambit's favor, but not by that much. Like it's not really gonna matter too much. It's gonna come down to who can execute what moves and what not, and yeah.
There was a bit of threat potential, as there always is against the Dragon Knight in these early levels. Right now he's still sitting at level 1 Dragon Blood. So Team Spirit trying to make use of that, but just spamming out that damage over time. But once he hits level 2, level 3 on that skill, obviously, it's going to get much harder to zone him out.
It kind of goes like this: like level 1 and 2, you try to kill Dragonite as much as you can. Then as he hits level 3, you kind of give up on it, and at level 5, like you don't even harass him anymore.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't matter.
Just a waste of mana at some point, right? Even
Yeah.
later on, like sometimes what you want to do is just keep harassing to just set up for the Sonic Wave kill at level 6. But it's not easy to do up against the DK for sure. So
Yeah.
wouldn't be too surprised to see G rotate out somewhere else and try and get a kill on one of these other lanes, perhaps on the Razor down bottom.
Yeah, either that or both supports try to rotate in to kill the Dragonite, because that's what you can. You can kill him, but harassing is not really. Oh, he
You
gets
can kill the courier though. All right.
That's a nice one. DD.
Link across with the DD, yeah, making that very easy. And no, there's a cat up top. Got a little bit on him, but yeah. Stop. Will be dodged. There's a bit of back and forth continuing up there.
Yeah, and Beaver is on the bottom lane, so he wants to make sure that Darkseid can't take over this lane, and I do think that's the right call. He's doing this like Racer doesn't have any region left, and he's just been obnoxious here. Good TP from Vanskor. Maybe this is a kill.
Oh, yeah, a lot of damage being drained. Shadow will have to use harass, and that'll be the first blood very easily. Bramble Maze is a pretty good spell, but if you're not under pressure, you can just walk between the lines there.
Yeah, wiggle through it.
Well done indeed. And extra advantage down bottom, just taking a bite of the Dark Willow. Illidan, of course, once again with the dodge on the stump. Unwilling to really dive in further. Would have had another Spirit Lance available, but not enough damage to actually kill the Elder Titan.
Yeah.
Down bottom. It continues though, Beaver. Rejoining the party here, Dahak. Has to dodge it out. And another nuke. Not enough, still on level 1.
I mean, this is super annoying for Racer because Racer, he just wants this lane to be 1 versus 1, and he just wants to link Tiny, you know, own him. But Beaver being here, like, it really sucks to be a Racer like this.
Bit more region left. I think I'm bringing himself over. Vanskor was just zoning out the Willow. But now they've already forced 2 supports down here to repair this lane for Dahak. Doesn't necessarily make it easy for Illidan though, because Cheshire can already up to level 4. Drunken Haste Spam, obviously up against a melee hero in particular. It's awkward, it's annoying.
Yeah, he can be a bit obnoxious in this lane. Get some CS and whatnot, but I think it's right from Gambit because Racer was starting to struggle quite a bit, and he just needs to secure his lane and make sure that he doesn't fall behind. Because Racer, it's a hero that you want to lane dominate and then just go into the game with, you know, having more farm, and then like you want to be a big presence because you don't really flash farm that well as other heroes.
Yep. Easy. Actually dropping kind of low here. No level 6 yet on G. Beaver's hanging around, blocking the path here somewhat with the Bramble Maze, but again, BZ will be able to make his way through, but FNG is smoked up to make his way into this lane, linking up both of these heroes. All healthy enough.
Level 3 Dragon Blood.
Ooh.
Oh, Vanskor is dead though.
That's questionable. Oh no! It's both!
Oh god.
Oh, that was interesting. It's like a suicide pact, right? Just
yeah, they were like, let's hug before we die.
yeah.
I mean, he was gonna deny him, but it looked. That was actually beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it really was. A bit awkward. I mean, I guess they felt that Dragon Knight was gonna be able to regen enough anyway, that the rest of the Link wasn't gonna kill him with how little health Vanskor had in the first place, but apparently they didn't do the math correctly on that.
Yeah. That's a tough break for them. But they're going on him again. He has a DD on G again. And he has
Sonic Wave.
He's dead here. Oh, really good
Not
stick,
just
but
yet. He has to blink forward again with a stun, and there it is. He does get the kill in the end. Avalanche coming through now. So he can focus made the rotation in. Victim will be chased off. That'll be the end of that. Yeah, this Dragon Knight actually being put under more pressure than we maybe thought. That first step a little bit awkward, but that second one, again, helped out by the Rune of Many Winds to double damage. Enabling that for G.
I mean, you saw how hard it was to kill there, even with a DD. So it's like, he's a hard one to kill.
Yeah, for sure.
But of course, getting this kill, like, it's super good. Because as a Dragon Knight, you rely on not dying in laning stage. So every death really costs you a lot.
Yep. Well,
He actually has
trying to
3
stick around.
points in Shadow Strike, by the way.
Oh wow.
That's something we don't see every day, but it is working.
Yeah. And we see just the 2 points up against melee heroes, and then just maxing out the Scream of Pain as quickly as possible, just for more kill potential when you start rotating around, but also just to farm. Just all in on laning stage right now. Illidan. They were able to bring down a tier 1 top. Cheshire Cat unable to stop that pressure. And now Team Spirit once again looking for BZZ, but again no Sonic Wave. Plenty of time for Gambit to bring in some help, but it's not gonna have to do that. It looks like the Stomp zoning from Bigman is gonna be enough.
They're being so obnoxious to this DK.
Alright, so all of that is still at the cost of the Hawk farming to hard content down bottom. Like, as his lane has been completely
11
banned
on
right
top.
now. Okay.
Uses Doppelwalk.
Again, with that, with the Brew Ultimate, able to set up for the Stomp. Dansko still available with the Glimpse. Ilden does not have another doppelganger available, so he'll just be able to run him down.
The heal, is it enough? No.
Shouldn't be. At the same time, they don't have a lot of extra bursts to work with. It's gonna take them a while to kill him. Now, another doppelganger. Still being healed up.
So the heal.
Yeah, no way he survives, I was gonna say, but no, gee. He had enough of that. It's coming in. Everyone's fatal bonded up, at least Bigman and Shashakat is trying to TP out. They need to do some more damage to Bigman quickly, but it's not fast enough.
Clutch TP.
Absolutely.
Oh my god, G is going 4 points in Shadow Strike.
That's something that you see out of like crazy SCA 4 position Queen of Pains.
I'm intrigued to see if it's working.
Yeah, I guess.
New meta?
So I'm gonna see how that develops. I mean, it's one of these spells that isn't all that useful in the later parts of the game, even if it's maxed out. So
I mean, it's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
If like through all the takes, but it's just that it's very slow damage.
Yeah. But my point is like having that large amount of damage from maxed out Shadow Strike early in the game is naturally gonna look more effective than it would be later on, level 1 stanky and whatnot.
For sure. For sure. I can also see it's being like super annoying for heroes like Razor, because Razor, he wants to link people, he wants to run around and fight, have high movement speed and stuff, but having a level 4 Shadow Strike on you, I mean, you're gonna be very slow.
Yep. Yeah, stun up. Stun not being channeled up just yet. It's level 5 now on the Dark Willow, so 3 points up on a Bramble Maze. With extra roots duration there. But so far we have seen the... I've yet to see the Willow be, like, deadly, right? I mean, she's been annoying, but hasn't really had that crazy impact where you say, alright, that hero's super unbalanced, please delete it out of the game, right?
I mean, her strongest point is when she hits level 12, because that's when her ulti damage goes up. It goes from 60 per like attack to 140, so it amps up more than 60 to 120. Like it's 20 extra damage, so that's when it goes really crazy. But like her always strong starts at level 6.
Got everything on the Queen of Pain here. The Stomp after the stun and the burst down is just enough. And she gets out of the Static Storm, but unable to get the blink away. That's a really big kill for Gambit. Taking down the Quapper Notch.
Yeah, it's a really big one for sure.
Especially with a Dragon Form committed. Get that range stun here, we'll also be able to do a good amount of damage to this tier 1 tower, if not kill it outright. Depending on how much you want to commit.
A ridiculous thing with Willow, I feel I need to say this, that this Terrorize spell, it's always 4 seconds. Like level 1 or 3, it doesn't matter. It's always 4 seconds, and that's such a big thing in team fights. You make your entire team just run to base for 4 seconds. Yeah, poor G.
TP in, gets glimpse back. Try to go for some weird blink play. Not even sure if that's possible, honestly.
No, it's not. I actually, maybe there is a frame there when you're like between the blinks, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But the thing when he went this Shadow Strike build is you obviously want to max Scream of Pain too, so you're gonna have Blink at level 1 for a long time, which means that there's a lot bigger chance of him getting caught.
Cooldown indeed. Doesn't even want to max it out now because at this point Scream of Pain gets more and more important. As top lane though, alright. Azor being dropped, Dahak being run down. A couple of heroes here. A little bit too far forward as he changes lanes, is giving some extra space to Joshicat down bottom. Perhaps look towards finishing up his Blink Dagger. Want to get some of that extra team fights, team fight prowess online. I don't know. This game still feels rather static. I mean, 13 minutes in, you still have G and BZ not really moving away from this mid lane at all, apart from this one movement up top from the quad.
Yeah,
Dire's
it's
structures are fortified.
pretty weird game in that sense for sure. But it could be that it's a Dragonite mid, so of course he just wants to get the tower, and G doesn't want to move because they don't want to give it away. But here's a fight.
He gets it now. Willow comes through, doing quite a bit of damage to Vanscore, but wants to focus on BZ, who's still hanging around, but no way out of this one. Despite the glimpse here, G gets the ultimate off. Enough to finish off BZ outright this time. They do lose the tower in the end. They get a counter kill. Now they can shrine up and perhaps put on some more pressure.
And I think this is where they start to move away from it, because G stayed there because he didn't want to lose the tier 1 tower, or he wanted to delay it as much as possible. And BCC stayed there because he wanted to get the tower. That's what it was all about, I think. So now BCC is probably just going to go to another lane and start pressuring that tier 1, and G is going to try to get some kills, perhaps.
Dire's top
Now
tower
Phobos is the one hunting that Indus Rune, just already trying out the Shadow Blade life that he's looking for.
Eraser looks to be a bit in trouble, perhaps.
Radiant's middle tower
Can actually
is
kill him
under
here.
attack.
Vanscore certainly a much easier kill, so
Top
gonna
tower.
go for the toss back on that. Almost into the rambles. Quite enough there. But they got the kill anyway, so Beaver snagging that up with that freaking Bedlam already off cooldown.
Also, Razor is actually super fat. He has booster travel, drums.
Yep.
He has 115 last hits. He's doing really well for himself.
Quietly farming away here. He died once up top as he overextended a bit, but that was about it really.
Yeah.
So
That struggle he had in the beginning, yeah, we don't see any of it anymore. He's having a good life.
so how much is that Boots of Trouble you come into play? Like, what's the reasoning behind going straight for that?
Boots of travel is amazing on Razor because you obviously want as much movement speed as you can on this hero, and just being able to TP around, like the TP, it's way shorter cooldown, it's really good. But it's just that usually on Razor you feel you can't afford it because you're kind of this mid-game oriented hero.
I
and
thought
you
Cheshagat comes in with Blink Clap, ultimate used here as well, but Team Spirit already on the way back. They get the glimpse on Queen of Pain, and he will be right-clicked down. Beaver also snapped back. BZ gave his life for that. He got caught off guard first by Team Spirit as Gambit made a smoke rotation towards mid lane.
Radiant's bottom
But they
tower is
certainly
under attack.
pay for it here. Now DK was actually caught in this up top.
Dire's
Glimpse
middle
back
tower
into a bit of a safer position actually, so nice little kinetic field actually keeping both of them in there. They don't want to continue the fight up against the Phantom Lancer, who of course already has
Radiant's bottom
the Fuel Blade at the ready as well.
But basically, with this booster travel, you always want booster travel on Razor, but you usually feel that you need some like face or power chat because it's just better for your laning stage.
Yeah.
With Daxak this time, he feels he could get away with it and not lose too much of his momentum, and it's paying off right now.
BZ not again. Alright.
He's having a tough one.
If there's anything that's not going right for Gambit, and certainly it is DK. Like, being pressured constantly in lane, he picked up a couple of times, even outside of the lane in very quick succession. All 5 and 2, and DK Phobos is not even done yet here. Very fast, finds Vansco with a combo, and that's very easy indeed. Very easily dispatched. And this is
It's
such a deadly
interesting.
combination too, isn't it? With DK Phobos and Beaver both running around.
Yeah, it's super scary, and it's an interesting build that Phobos has gone. He's gone 1-4-4. He maxed the 3-throw. And I've seen this build
are fortified.
more and more lately. I don't know really what's the thing about it, but people
It's a
seem
bit
to
odd, right? It's-
think that maxing the 3-throw is
Radiant's middle tower has
the
fallen.
way to go now.
It does give you extra cooldown.
Yeah, that's a big one,
Yeah,
for sure.
it's probably the biggest one because bonus damage 1%, meh. It's sizable on Tiny because he has a lot of damage to begin with, but yeah, I mean, if you max out the Avalanche instead, you get a lot of burst damage from that combo potential.
Yep.
I might go again, F&G. Being caught out first with the stun straight up from BZC. He bursted down. He is indeed. No way to turn around with his ultimate and still on cooldown for 15 seconds. So I feel that Gambit is still alright here with just the Razor being on top and the Brewmaster having this Blink Dagger now. Although they
I'm
still
a
need to
little,
be scary and wait for these BKBs.
I'm a little bit worried for them because I think with this BKB Eraser that he's very close to getting, I think they're gonna start
What?
doing something.
Find the glimpse of DK Phobos. He was there though with the Terrorize! Oh my god. Alright, can we now start to complain about Dark Willow?
Yes.
Because that is a sick play. Almost every other lineup just has no way to respond to that. Glimpse back in the Static Storm up against like 3 or 4 heroes around you, you're just dead. But no, Beaver just throws down that second ultimate that he has from like the range on that. Like it's not just the duration, it's also the range.
I mean, he could basically stand in his base and he could shoot that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Save this fellow Rockman. Now it's Team Spirit's turn to try and find somebody. I have the Sonic Wave at level 2, of course Bedlam. Level 1, but still nice little supplemental damage.
But I think what Gambit, they want to start making some moves with this BKB and Razor because their DK is not doing well and Peel is doing really well. So Peel is gonna become a problem because the hero that should solve the issues of all the illusions is DK, and yeah, he's doing horribly.
Yep.
So they need to try to shut him down a little bit or take control of the map.
Try to get in DK Phobos, but let's have the 4 stuff now on top of the Shadow Blade, so a lot of mobility on that Tiny as Gambit. It seemed like a step behind here, can't really get anything going their way when it comes to kills at this point. So they're grouping up to at least find a tower, T1 bottom. A very juicy target, already chipped away it a little bit earlier. Question is, does Team Spirit want to respond to this? Doesn't look like it right now.
No, looks they're just not really in position. So DK found the DD this time, not only Queen of Pain that carries the DDs around.
We'll get this here one for free, more or less. But they have to respond to these pushes here. Both of these other lanes being shoved in by Team Spirit. Golden alone up top, just doing his own thing, and with a catapult there, he'll be able to claim a tier 2 more than likely here.
Yeah. It's gonna be a trade at least here. I think even Spirit could try to defend bottom, they just need to be worried about the glimpse. Yeah, that's why PL TPs in first, because he can always remove that glimpse from himself.
Yep.
The doppelganger.
So it just ends up being a 1-for-1 tower trade, tier 1 for tier 2, with this tier 2 bottom at the very least taking a sizable amount of damage. Overall, it seems the Team Spirit is getting the grips on this game more and more, especially with DK Phobos continuing to scout out, finding these kills, and this would be a big one. Onto the Razor, does have some help link in from G, but BKB comes out. Sonic Wave would not be enough to finish the job here, so now they just call up for the retreat. Forced out of the big item cooldown. Of course, the 10-second charge one, nothing really.
Yeah, they used the Golem, which is, you know, it's a very big cooldown, but getting this BKB low is super big for them. It's if they get this BKB to 5 seconds, like as soon as they get that, it's just so much leeway for them in team fights.
Yeah.
And Daxak just needs to be so worried when it goes down.
Yeah.
This Tiny, this Dark Willow, like they have so much damage when there's no BKB.
Oh, yeah. I think this as well, like with these cooldowns, even if you use them, even if you don't have the golem available for like almost 3 minutes, that only really ends up mattering if there is a situation coming up where you really could have used that golem much better, right?
Yeah.
Namely, if Gambit is somehow able to find another tier 2 off of that, as they're looking for up top now, or a team fight of some sort, right? Crushing Team Spirit, but so far it doesn't really seem like it, because Team Spirit, they have other ways to just keep up their own pressure, like with how strong Phobos and Illidan are in particular, as they find Cheshire Cat. Let's have the ultimate to work with here, but can he get it off with the Terrorize? He's out of mana now. Oh my god.
That works. But yeah, essentially I would say it doesn't feel that great to have to use Golem like that, but it might not even matter. And sure, he doesn't have Golem now, but the brew is dead. They can't contest his Roche, so...
Well, they'll be able to get themselves a second life, or G maybe? To put it in him or Illidan?
It is very good at being annoying in Roche Pit though. Kinda looks like they wanna contest this.
He's threatening. I mean, they have
That
that
Warlock's low,
BKB,
though.
still 9 seconds, the stun coming through, some will be dodge pieces here. He's trying to make his way, gets a stun off into the static storm onto Tiny. That's a big one. Beaver, no terrorize
Illidan is
this
low.
time to help him out. Roshan is low, so is Illidan. Gets glimpsed back into the Roche pit here, but oh god, he finds a way out to the high
is low,
ground.
Dax
And
going in.
he can try and finish it off, FNG. Well, this is where the Golem would have been super useful. Instead, he just gets right-clicked down, but plenty of time for Illidan maybe to take space, but he just dies to the AoE. G finally with the ultimate coming through, and
This is not the crowd.
him and DK4 was just cleaning house together with Beaver. What happened there?
He denied Aegis.
What?
I mean, he was in Panda form, so he was like, I can't take this.
What
Then
the
it's
hell
on.
is going on? Alright, I pressed the replay button, so let's take a look at that. See the initiation once again there from onto the Tiny. Some shit starts at the fan in a moment there. Illidan, nice little doppelganger up on the high ground. He walks back in. As the small screen we see Cheshire Cat being gone on the DK Phobos, but should we turn into anything? Both of them will be able to get out. That Aegis deny.
I mean,
What?
very clutch by Cheshire Cat to do that, because it's like... He realized, I can't take it, I'm in Bruling form, and there's only enemy heroes around, so I'll just deny it. Because if, let's say, Queen or Tiny gets at Aegis, yeah, they're in big trouble.
Oh yeah. Well, can't say I've seen that at all. I can't remember the last time we've seen an Aegis deny in a pro game. Snatches, yeah. But denies?
KYXY, good.
It was a bit of a different situation, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, great plays, as I said, from Gambit. Putting themselves on the game here. Team Spirit, though, is still eked themselves out quite a bit of a gold lead after that, up to 8k now, just because they focus so much on Roshan, Rod Illidan inside the Roche pit, that they never really could account for Tiny, or the Queen of Pain, or Dark Willow for that matter, right? In these kind of team fights, Beaver's left to operate. He killed there.
Yeah, I mean, they did deny the Aegis and whatnot, but they didn't win the fight. Like, they got Illidan, it's a nice kill, but wasn't enough for them.
Yeah.
And they're in a pretty deep hole right now. They do have this really big and fat racer, but DK is still struggling.
From
Getting
this
close
kind of
to
a
his BKB though.
from this kind of dual core, right? With the Dragon Knight, it's more or less relegated to utility position, where you just throw the stun and a bit of a beef in the front lines. But
Yeah.
one damage to it is not going to be enough. Especially
Willow
when-
is
Yeah.
Willow is Yules and Blink now, so he has about everything he needs to be his full cancer. Tough for Gambit.
So Blink, Curse Crown into Yules, get the stun, then you get the Bedlam damage. Should be killing pretty much anybody.
You can also do the where you stand in like a wood wherever when someone is pushing out the lane, and then you terrorize them, and then you just blink after with the other ulti Bedlam on top of them, and
Yeah.
they usually just die.
Scanning.
You have a lot of ways to kill heroes with Willow.
No doubt we're gonna see some of those ways. As once again, right now, that duo again on the hunt, DK Phobos and Beaver. Like, Beaver alone can solo kill anybody. Then it's just getting so much easier if you have that extra bit of initiation and control from the time you just set up.
Like, both these heroes make a lot of pressure on their own, but together they just blow anyone up
Has fallen.
without even
Not even
questioning.
taking many risks, right? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, like whoever dies in a second, and then they just get out.
Alright. Gambit looking for smoke gank themselves, but right now, all they can really smoke gank is the tier 2 tower. Say that though, geez. Blinking his way in. Could be a big one. Does catch a glimpse of Anscore though. Ooh. Don't quite have the vision.
Willow is sleeping in here. Being slightly crazy.
Not sure about this one. Yulsept is still keeping him safe though. Now G finds an ultimate. Beaver, he's still alive. But Cheshire Cat now with the ultimate Pignum in the middle of that too. Gambit trying to run over Team Spirit right now. They do find Illidan in the side here. Can they finish the job here with the right clicks? Can they find the real one? They can indeed at the end. But at what cost? Gambit lost the rest of the heroes while Razor was dealing with that. Now it's only Dark here with the Broodlings timing out. Real Cheshire Cat coming in, but G with the triple kill. Pogo's just way too beefy and they're all just sitting in the upheaval. Cheshire Cat can't even walk away, trying to get a little bit, get out there a little bit faster, going on the barrel, but it's not really a thing, guys. It's not really a thing. It's just a taunt. Doesn't actually increase the movement speed.
Now, 2 fights in a row, they have dealt with Peel instantly, but Peel is not the only problem. It's Dark Willow, it's Queen of Pain, and it's Tiny, and they're just winning the fights with them, or for them.
It's such a stark difference, right? We were talking about with DK being where he is at, Gambit only has this one damage dealer. It's very strong and very farmed Razor, right?
Yep.
And it was enough to kill Illidan more or less 1v1. But Team Spirit, they have 4 of these, as you just said, right? Illidan, Tiny, Dark Willow, Quap, all of them have such a huge impact in these team fights, so you can deal with one, but you can't deal with all of them.
Then, of course, the Warlock with the Fatal Bonds and the Upheaval, and even the Rock, like, it's a great backline hero for them.
Yeah.
Just make it so much more annoying for Gambit to move around in these fights. Glimpse on FNG.
Pretty nice, but once again...
Willow is there! Hey, bye-bye!
Oh my god. BK4 was just probably thinking about going into that. Would have been a nice one here, both of them being linked up. Feeling a little bit too scared. There's no way to take or no reason to take risk right now. Team Spirit is building the lead more and more. 30 minutes in, 12k ahead in terms of gold. Experience 15k in win probability. About 75% in their favor. Thanks, Total Plus. Right, so, what do you do now if you're Gambit? I mean, head-on 5-on-5 doesn't really work out, does it?
It's tough for them. I'm not sure. Like, getting tougher by the minute for them. I think fighting 5-on-5 or together is the way to go for them. They need to, however, do it so that can, like, maybe they can start a fight with getting a pick-off, not start a fight like instantly where Team Spirit expects them to be 5. But alright, the big gun on top here, they use Rock.
Well, not really hitting anybody. Viva gets glimpsed back. Cheshire gets BKB off before the follow can
be
through, but it finds Vensko to side. G will be able to help finish it off. Dahak now with that BKB trying to do some damage, and he should find DK Focus here. BZ also throwing in some extra nukes. 1-4 trade, certainly in favor of Gambit this time. As there are people not being able to channel that a whole lot. Illidan, yeah, can I catch him on the side to get rid of some of these illusions? He's trying to get himself into the trees, but he's in this with the Shadow Blade of his own, actually. G throws down an ultimate. Not too much damage being done at this instance. They have no detection ready here for the Phantom Lancer. Not expecting that Shadow Blade, perhaps. As Bignum finds a nice little stomp into the Nurse Blade as Elton rejoins the party now.
This is great for Gambit.
So far, so good. I mean, they're all staying as a unit. They're not really dropping low. And finally, to find Illidan, keeping track of him this time. They do burst him down. Bignum, geez, trying to finish him off, but he cannot do it up against the rest of them, just throwing the bodies in between. Damn it, somehow they win the team fight after Team Spirit. They weren't the ones being confident initiating into them.
So what happened there is that...
God, G just blinked in there. They have control here. BZ trying to walk in before Dragon Tail gets stunned up though. Everyone linked now with Beaver buying back to do some crazy amount of damage. It's one down. Get the Yules onto Dark. Canceling the TP, but he's still pretty damn fast on his feet. I need something else to catch up to him, and G is that. Blink forward, extra slow, forcing out another BKB. It's down to 5 seconds. I think was before even, but another blink forward. Extra nuke, Shrine before start. Van's got TPing in, gets caught with a Terrorize. the stun to try and buy some extra time, but with the stun already generated up, nothing that Vansko can do to counter that out. He'll be the sacrifice instead of Dark. Whew.
They get a couple of kills, but yeah, I want to point what happened in FNE, why it went so well for Gambit, because FNE, he used the rock and it whiffed completely. And then Team Spirit initiates on Brew, and they use the Dark Willow initiation with the Tiny combination. And he just popped BKB on Brew, so they whiffed the initiation and the rock, which enabled Gambit to actually take that fight. As well as Daxak has a newly picked up Shivas, which is really good against all of Team Spirit, really. Especially Peel and Tiny.
There's also Maelstrom for more lightning. Because obviously that's what you need on Razor. Just gotta stay in character.
Lightning with lightning equals stronger lightning, right?
Yeah, that's how it works. BK Phobos kind of isolated here, gets glimpsed back into the Static Storm. This time, 5 years around him, surely he dies. There we go. No terrorize shenanigans. Wasn't cooldown actually, funnily enough. Now shall the battle turn, says Bignum, and you might be right. Roshan's not up yet, unfortunately for them. 30 seconds on the clock on that still. Would have been quite a catchy for Gambit. They might still have a bit of a timing window. He could focus on the sidelines for a long time. How scared do Team Spirit have to be right now after the team fight, after the pickoff?
They need to respect the BKBs on Gambit. They can't just initiate on someone that has the BKB up. They need to bait them out and then, you know, reset the fight and then take it from there. What they did, like White went so bad, firstly, they wasted rock. And then they just wasted an entire initiation on someone who has BKB. And I think they didn't even think about his BKB. They just like ran right in like, let's blow up the Brew. And like, they weren't positioned to be like, okay, he's gonna pop BKB, what do we do after that? So that's what they need to do.
Yeah. Well, Roshan not falling terribly fast here. Skim it, go into the pit. A couple of illusions from Illidan. Working their way in. G also taking the high ground. There's a rock being dropped with the Terrorize, just throwing them out of the pit into that Sonic Wave.
A lot of damage.
Ah, there it is. Illidan coming in. They actually find the stun on the real one with the Earth Splitter coming through. Zoning out Beaver. Illidan cannot continue this fight alone, but DK4 was finally joining the party, finds the control and the nuke on Dark. He's down for the count. 85 seconds on the sidelines, not coming back, and this is what Gambit has to get the hell out. The Yules and Curse Crown combo will secure the kill onto Dragon Knight here, that combo that we talked about earlier with Beaver, while Illidan also finishes up the Elder Titan in the side. This time Team Spirit, well, they casted their spells and actually connected with their spells this time as Vansko's being run down by G. 4-for-0 trade, and Roshan super low. Of course, a gift on top of that for Team Spirit. They're right back where they were before at 12k.
And that now they did exactly what I said they should do. They just like kind of baited out the BKBs. They shot spells from long range, being annoying, like, but not fully committing. And then they use their stuff, and then they kind of re-engage, and they just tear them down.
Joshua Cat has to pop the BKB to keep himself out of there. He's trying to push out his bottom lane at least, but well, Team Spirit, Ante-Portas or something like that.
I mean, they're
working
probably
away.
at least one side here.
Yeah, with the 2 catapults with Tiny wailing away, they'll certainly finish up this mid-Rex. And yeah, there's no reason not to go straight for bottom, is there? They have a huge creep over there as well. They have Aegis, they have Cheese, both on Illidan.
Yeah. They're missing Sonic Wave and the Golem, but I mean, they're super strong right now, so...
But Sonic Wave doesn't even matter at this point. We saw it hit on a couple of heroes. That was not the biggest amount of damage, but now it's nice little Static Storm to catch OG into it. They need some follow-up damage. So BZZ with the stun, with the Huck roaming in. On top of that, Earth Splitter. Nicely done indeed, taking down one of these big cores. And now the glimpse back onto Bignum. Shadow Realm TP. The stomp is there though to cancel this. They're trying to run down the Warlock, and they will be able to finish him off. Beaver next on the list, nicely timed to breathe fire. And they do respond, but at what cost?
Yeah, they lost 2 sides, or they didn't lose fully 2 sides. They lost 3 Raxes out of 4, so not terrible. I guess. I mean, the bright side is, hey, we got some kills, but yeah, it's kind of tough for them right now.
Yeah. Certainly not looking good, but these kind of things certainly help if we keep finding these glimpse plays. BK4 was once again the target. Could be kind of a freebie, and that is.
And Radiance and Brew, that is they have Radiance and Shiva now, the two items that are like really nice against PL. Of course, Cheshire Cat is just gonna be a big nuisance in fights with it. But the big issue is that DK BKB is down to 6 seconds, Racer BKB is down to 5 seconds, and Brewmaster's BKB is down to 6 seconds. So it's like it's gonna be a lot of space for Dark Willow and Tiny.
Yeah.
And even the Fatal Bones and Queen. Like, they have so much magic time on these spirits, so when these BKBs go down, it's scary.
Yeah.
And now Nullifier on Queen as well, so they might not even have to pop BKBs. Or be allowed to pop BKBs.
Yes. The mini Doom build again on G. Right, on the other side, Gambit, Razor, the first one in this game to level 25, went for the extra 100 attack speed. Would expect here. He's hitting super fast, and if he gets a good drain off, if he's able to stay alive for these fights, he will be able to do damage. Just a matter of, can he stay alive? Can he dodge that control coming out of Team Spirit with low BKB? It's a very narrow timing window indeed. Now,
Yeah,
Team Spirit,
it's very hard.
they want to fight just to find the root. Ilden right in the middle of that. BKB comes
And
through
Leage,
first.
so
Static
all they
Storm
need is Static
completely
Storm.
whiffs as Cheshire Cat blinks in, trying to control up Illidan, who's just walking away and look up a zone BKB. Space created as BZ. Cross pump zone up against a Terrorize here. Power split used finally as they get rid of the Golem. Alright. Off to a good start. Excuse me. On Gambit, exchanging some ultimates, but they need to find more. But they can't. They're just walking away, and I don't know that they'll all be able to. Cheshire Cat. That Earth Panda's not exactly fast on his feet. They will be able to run him down. Even with the blink, where's G at? Not actually one of these pursuers, so unable to catch up. He's trying to find BZ instead.
They might get him.
Looking out inside the trees, he'll be fine. Alright. Golem exchange for Static Storm. 40 seconds. DK
I think
ultimate.
this is go time. They still have ages.
Yeah.
They're
All of
gonna
the
wanna
ultimates
force this
used
one.
from Gambit. Only the one big one from Team Spirit.
Yeah, even DK form just times out, so.
Very hard fight for Gambit to take now. Up and down high ground. Spirit just objective base game here, chipping away at the tower. Still being very safe, just letting the illusions do the work. Vanscore takes all the way back to the high ground at this point. There will be another static storm in at least 10 seconds as Cheshire Cat just blinks in. Couple right clicks here and there. BKB already forced out, just buying time. That's all they're looking for right now. They are successful.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Whew.
Yeah, Aegis is out, and they're just gonna get the shrine.
Radiant's top shrine is falling.
It's still worth remembering the Gambit. 1.5 set of racks. So one team fight is all the Team Spirit really needs to win at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, one team fight away, and it's all about can Gambit hold on. BKB on Tiny now.
Alex is looking decent here for Gambit, but we don't have it on BCC or Vanscore. Now the smoke gank. They find something here, this might just end the game and end the series. Waiting for someone to go and show. Dark not the easiest one to bring down, fairly tanky. Of course, he does have that buyback available. Well, just one of these games. 40 minutes in, going into the late game, just...
Game is probably gonna slow down until the next Aegis now, and that's where
Radiant's bottom shrine
everything is gonna come raining down. That's what both teams needs to fight.
Cheshire Cat is still having fun at least. Going down a taunt every once in a while. But bottom lane,
has fallen.
trying to force out a reaction out of the Dragon Knight here. No actual support for Beaver, so that'll be just fine. Deception possibility here for Vanscore, but nah, not really. Right. Are there any more items that either of these teams want to pick up, or just levels? If you look at the
Really
Cheshire
not.
Cats, would love to have that surprise with cooldown, right? To have it available every single time.
For sure, but it's gonna come down to play now. Like, sure, some items would be could be fine. Like nullifier is always an item that Queen has it, and I don't know if someone else is going for it on Gambit, but like nullifier is always one of these items that can really own a team fight just because you allow someone to not pop BKB or you don't allow them.
Yep.
Bastion is going for an Aghanim, that's also a huge one. MKB on Dragonite, that's pretty nice since Illinois is going for the Butterfly. So, I mean, we have some nice items coming up here, but it's mainly gonna come down to who can like execute their play here.
Yeah.
Not so much items.
Especially the Disruptor Axe, like, would be helpful if you was level 20 already with it, plus 180 GPM. As it stands right now, it doesn't have a lot of ways to actually get that money for that axe.
Yeah, it's a long road for him to get that. Smoke up.
I like this though, just not completely just sitting in your base the entire game, just trying to find these pickoffs while we are in this situation where both teams are just, or certainly Team Spirit, just waiting for the next Roche. Naturally tend to spread out a little bit more, just farm more efficiently. This could be a way for Gambit to just find a pickoff here if they just had the vision filled, and he's showing himself now up against BZZ. The glimpse back into the stack storm will be BKB'd off. Alright. It was a 9-second charge, pretty fresh one there from Ilden still. It's a minor victory, but probably not one that we're really looking for, considering that they popped the DK ulti in for it as well as the static storm.
Hello.
Hello?
I seem to have lost connection there for a second, but if you said something to me, apologize for that.
It's fine. There's nothing really changing here, but these kind of pickoffs, they can have a big impact here. 50 seconds on the sidelines now. I guess it's the same cooldown as the ultimate. It's not the biggest of deals.
No, the question is here is, yeah, no, Roshan is not gonna spawn, so that would have been a really big one if Roshan spawned as he died, but
yeah.
Not gonna be the case. This game is very...
It's pretty tense at this point, right?
I mean, both teams know that this is 1-1, you know? One mistake and you might be out.
Yep.
So it's, of course, very tense here now, and both teams... I really don't think Gambit is gonna, like, let Team Spirit have Roshan, because then it's gonna... Yeah, they're going out right now here on FNG.
Drops the golem. Terrorize coming through, not hitting anybody this time around, so they will be able to bring him down. But Illidan, finishing the job onto Bignum. Immediate buyback is... that's a lot of right-click damage here coming in onto Dahak. Illidan just running him down with or without the link. Forcing him all the way back. You know, G ready to finish him off with a couple of right-clicks, not even using that ultimate. Now he has it available for a few more heroes. The Nullifier, the Silence, they burst him down. Despite the Static Storm, despite Bignum's ult, they do bring down Illidan in the end, but at what cost? They need some buybacks here to get the one from Razor immediately. BZZ still holding on to it.
Actually, Illidan doesn't have buyback here, so...
Yeah.
They probably can't get Roche on this.
Is this an opportunity for Gambit here to just... You must know that Roshan is about to respawn.
I mean, if Gambit realizes, okay, he bought Butterfly now, he's not buying back, maybe he doesn't have buyback, and they go Roche. I guess they don't have DK, and they don't really have any Roche damage, so it's probably just gonna be a stalemate even further until both heroes are up.
Well, a bit awkward as it stands. Like, what's the buyback status here? How much gold does he need? Illidan doesn't need a whole lot of gold, so once he's back alive, he'll be able to farm that up.
Yeah, I mean it's so much tension. But Gambit, yeah, they do. Hey, he didn't buy back. Maybe we can force this one. But yeah, Razor, he just doesn't deal enough damage on Roche.
Take them forever and a day to finish it off. The question is, do they feel like they need to try? DK Phobos actually find him, pops a BKB, throws on a Dahak. He took a lot of damage just casually. Out Stomp, lifting Kuna Pain.
He's about to spawn here.
They have a Static Storm here, but a BKB comes out. Bob, still available to turn this around here and nullify the
so much
macro. He's
damage.
walking it off though, and yeah. Yeah, but they have some own burst damage to throw out through the BKB even, so both teams just pressuring each other back and forth, just casting some spells, trying to go for some pickoffs, and but it looks like Team Spirit, the Glimmer Cape TP, the fear is there. Not from Terrorize, but from the Scream of Pain here. Quad being level 25, having an extra bit of lockdown, extra bit of control. Coming in clutch there to get that kill. And now Roshan, right for the taking for Team Spirit once
That's
again.
a buyback. Do they even feel comfortable going here now? Lanes are kind of pushed in.
Phobos just finds another one. Indeed, it's not a buyback. They need to have some revenge here. They find the stun. The hack is there. Stealing some damage here. Oh God, not again!
God.
Oh, this must feel super bad. They did not have the BKBs, I believe.
Oh, they're gonna get Brew here. He's dead.
That was a tail play. It was Joshua kept saying, I really want to finish off this kill. I'm the only one who can just go through that.
They do have buyback on Brew though, but Bignum does not have buyback, and they know that because he did buyback in the most recent fight, I think.
Well then, there you go. Guys, doing so much damage. Dragon Knight barely being kept alive by the Glimmer Cape and his BKB, but he has to limp back to base now. Bruma's ultimate once again coming off cooldown very quickly, but it's just eating through his Brewlings, already retreating the Storm Panda. That's the only one available, the one left alive, I do believe. His Vengeful bites back now. The Hack in front muted by Nullifier, but Team Spirit, they're focusing on the racks first. Static Storm coming through, doesn't really matter, everyone still has the BKBs. And Team Spirit tossing people around left, right, and center. The Sonic Wave, the Blink forward, double kill for G. Beautiful way to end this game with a full 5-man wipe as Bignum, well, he was dead a little bit earlier, just had to look as his team died inside of his base, forced to call the GG, and it is Team Spirit who move on here in the Starlight of CS qualifiers.
Yeah, that was a really close series, and in the end, Team Spirit comes out ahead.
Yep.
I did think that Team Spirit would be like Team Spirit. They've had some good results. I thought they would be quite convincing in this one, but not at all. It was for sure down to the real nail-biting series.
Yeah. Was game number 1, if you remember that. Gambit was playing very well. Game number 2, they got Brooded, so Team Spirit perhaps with a bit of a cheese strat, pulling out the victory there. But they've also shown game number 3 that they can play Dota, right? Obviously. All of them are veterans in the scene, and they've shown once again that they not just have like the individual skill, but also the coordination and the patience to just not go YOLO all the time and just lose the clutch team fight. Being very patient here, especially around that last Roshan. So, certainly deserved victory here for Team Spirit.